Hey, this morning, coming up right now, we're going to show you why treating rest like part of the job might be the single most productive change you make all year. And you know what? It happens right now. Live, Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Jimmy, Melissa, Rahima, the whole gang. It starts right now. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab, where
when something negative comes up.
Building muscle improves blood flow.
From squirting to squirreling.
Start small, build up, and expand from there.
Be entertained by fun over here.
How have I slept? Has my sleep been good? That's
doesn't come from breaking the rules, you guys. All right. Good morning, nation. Yes, we are live, 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. This is your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and entertaining conversation. Yes. Boom! That help you start your day. Hey, quick reminder, everybody, before we get into it, are you snoozing? You're sure as hell not snoozing now. No, I don't think you are. I think I might have woke you up. Yeah, true story. Hey, hit that like button, subscribe button, drop a comment, so we know you are alive and you aren't rolling over and hitting the snooze button. I see all you mother. Oh yeah, this is an R-rated show. Yeah, true story. R-rated, sometimes X-rated. So hey, the language might offend you. So if you're rolling over with the morning wood, get over and pull it out and get rid of it. Yeah, make that decision first thing in the morning. That's what we talk about here this morning on Mornings Live with Keith and friends. And as always, you guys hit that snooze. You're 9 minutes behind. I haven't been snoozing in a long time. Sleep score today, Neiman, 88. Jimmy, 88, and I feel great. Oh, baby, I feel great. Yeah. Good morning, Holroyd. A little distracted today. Been working on a bunch of stuff. I don't even know what we're talking about today. True story. The whole team put the whole thing together today. As y'all know, if you've been tuning into the show for a while, I've been focusing on building. And thank God for excellent teammates when you have others that can just pull the weight behind you. True story. Hey, coming up, big show today on the Friday. We got somebody hanging out with us here this morning. Yeah, true story. Hey, coming up, morning loop, expect banter and fun for the first 30 minutes. Current conversation, some guy named Jelly Roll. Hey, Holroyd, are we still calling him Jelly Roll if the guy lost 200 pounds? Holy, you guys seen his picture? We're dropping it today. Jelly Roll dropped 200 pounds. Why? Because we like to talk transformations on this show. Yes, we had a guy on the show 2 days ago, lost 100 pounds. You lose 100 pounds? Dude, I lost 50, 60 pounds in my lifetime. But this dude lost 100 pounds. We got a picture to show you guys. Coming up, we're going to get Jelly Roll here on the show. Yeah, absolutely. The billions men are now spending on social media wellness trends that might actually be mostly bullshit. Yeah. And why top performers are choosing goals that pull them toward instead of just trying to avoid. Different mindset. I know Anderson's going to have an opinion on that one. And hey, Holroyd, I got a topic for you this morning. Sullivan, got a topic for you this morning. Ears up, boys. Chuck Norris, 85 years old. The guy is still a fighter. Holy smoke-a-ronis. You guys seen Norris lately? The guy who makes the same, I think, hey, was it him and Clint Eastwood made the exact same movie over and over and over? Yeah, just the same movie, just different characters. Oh yeah, Chuck Norris, 85. We're going to talk about that one. And I know that Anderson's going to be motivated by that one because I know Anderson's living to 185. So Chuck will be his motivating mentor along the way. Plus a quick look at AI models that are getting better at reasoning and a fun new open AI feature. Yes, that lets you drag even more people. I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you right now, there is a fight happening. For those of you that grew up in the Windows Apple world years ago, oh man, hey, there's a fight happening to Gemini and OpenAI. It's like one day one releases X, the next day the one releases Y. It's totally a big dick contest. And you know who wins? All of us. It is awesome. But I'm telling you, I'm getting pulled back and forth. Neiman, here's what's crazy. Gemini 3 drops this week. I haven't spent 3 days in ChatGPT since. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. It's crazy how they're pulling you into their ecosystems and you're like, okay, well, I guess I'm over here now. So anyways, we got a guest coming up on the show here today. The guy is really short. Yeah. Fuck, man. He's shorter than a dwarf. 6'5" Norwegian speaking Brit who helped open Disney's Magic Kingdom. I have no idea what the hell we're going to talk about with this guy, but he looks incredibly interesting. David Hallangen is joining us to pull back the curtain on what it takes to build those big magical experiences, big brands. We're going to talk about Disney and the magic happening at Disney and so forth. And after that, how a dog ended up becoming a better therapist. Oh, yes. Than any self-help book, and why having a curry. Fuck, man, I love curry. Neiman, you like curry? Oh, yeah. Green curry. Oh, I love green curry. Good. Oh, fucking getting kind of hungry right now. Hey, Holroyd, you like curry? Sully, you like curry? See, here's the power of a good host. I'm telling you right now. Here's what happened. Anybody tuning in right now wants to know, someone start their own conversation. I was supposed to say furry. Co-pilot, ended up saying curry. And that just prompts up a whole different conversation because people have opinions on curry. It's like, oh yeah, fuck, I love curry. I hate curry. So that is how one hosts a show. It's funny, I was talking to Bjorn yesterday. He's like, I don't know what to talk about. I'm like, dude, you talk about exactly this. He's like, what do you mean? I go, you go to the camera and say, I don't know what to talk about. Because there's a lot of people out there that don't know what to talk about. Ah, yes, there's actually a conversation in that. Just like there's a conversation with, do you like curry? Green curry, yellow curry, green curry. Yep, I love curry. But anyways, why having a furry? Fuck. You guys know that furry thing? There's that whole furry meme thing where people get dressed up like furry characters. They all prance around. I wonder if Anderson knows about that. Anyways, deep dive, we got a bunch of big topics in the second hour, but hey, I don't want to keep the big dog waiting. Jimmy, Melissa, Rahima, you know what happens right now, eh? Drum roll, please. The morning loop, it starts right now.
Fellas, if your brain woke up feeling like 15 tabs open at once, welcome in. This is your reboot.
You've got 2 hours with us. We're trading fake hustle for real momentum in your body, business, and headspace.
If your idea of recovery is scrolling until midnight, congratulations. You're training for burnout, not the life you actually want.
This morning isn't about fixing everything. It's about choosing one thing you'll stop outsourcing to chaos and excuses.
Mornings in the Lab is now live. Coffee is optional. Honesty is not. Take a breath, and let's get to work.
You guys can join the show with us live right now. Hang tight, Anderson. 431-300-3005. Opening up the phone lines in the second hour. But until then, come join the comments. I see we got a member with a new name. Yeah, Petro is now the Bullshit Studies Lab. I love it. John Petrocelli hanging out. Kindness Rising. Matt Roof is there, and so is Sullivan. Johnny, my brother from another mother.
What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm fucking great, man. I got an 88 sleep score today.
You know, I don't know what my score was. But
Yes.
I woke up extra early because I had to take the biggest fucking dump.
You know, I don't know anybody in my entire life, nation, that prompts their sphincter to get them out of bed to go for a dump. Like, dude, your body works so. Your machine is incredible.
This one, I was like, "Fuck you! I'm sleeping for a while." I did not win that battle. I did not win that battle well. When it came time to get to the nitty gritty, that motherfucker split my ass open. I was like, "You son of a bitch!"
Oh my God. Damn it. You're banging the bear's head back in the cave. You're like, "Get the fuck back in there! Get back!"
Oh, then it was time to actually. It was a battle at that point. Yeah, but it was oh man. Yeah, so I was up extra early. Yeah, but I feel fucking good.
You know, in the no shit Sherlock department, I figured since we talked about it yesterday, like, hey, let's talk about this. I think what we'll do is we'll maybe lean into this for a little while. We can start the conversation with sleep scores. So I woke up with an 88. And the no shit Sherlock, I knew it was going to be good. I was in bed early last night. I was intentional. Yeah, exactly, kindness, the turtle head. But I made a strategic decision because I told you yesterday that I did not make the strategic decision. I was up late. So last night I was in bed early, an extra hour early, beat my alarm today. I didn't get up all night and piss. And I got up today and my watch told me that even though you slept longer, yes, I know, you only got an 88. I'm like, fuck, what? So here's the thing. Why didn't it give me a 93 or a 95? So here's the funny thing, brother. I'm going to play role play with you. I'm like, man, I should be 100. Why didn't you give me 100? Again, the mentality of numbers, right? You see what I'm saying? Right? Somebody who maybe not have the awareness around it is like, well, fuck, man, I should have 100. Why did I have a 93 last week when I slept worse than I had today? Again, these variables around these ambiguous numbers.
Yeah, and let's go into like body weight.
Yeah.
People get their head wrapped around these numbers, and I can tell when that's happening. So in the very beginning, in the very beginning, I got to break them loose of that because in many cases they want to recomp, which means the scale may not change, but they're going to get in much better shape, right?
Yes.
I say, okay, what would you prefer? Because a lot of times when they want to recomp, looking good naked is a big part of their description. They want to be happy naked.
Okay. Yeah.
Totally get it. It's liberating.
Yes.
Not being embarrassed to get naked with somebody.
So absolutely.
I'll say, look, goal weight, you're there. You don't feel terribly good. You're still not comfortable with your clothes off. Or you're fucking 492 pounds. You feel like $1 million. You can't wait to take your clothes off. And your confidence is sky high. Which one would you pick?
Wow.
Well, of course, I take the 492.
Precisely.
I say, okay, perfect. Just remember that. I don't say anything other than that.
This is brilliant because this is a great lead into the conversation desk. This is a high-profile human that's you may know of the fellow, maybe not. I don't know, but his name's Jelly Roll. Preston Sterling. Let's kick into the conversation desk. I think we have a transition there. If we do, let's get into it, and let's get into the morning loop conversation desk this morning. No, okay, awesome. Thanks, Jimmy. So no, that's good. So it's funny. I've been working on this tandem. Well, I shared a sneak peek last year, the live conversation OS. So I was working on it yesterday. The team got up this morning and they're all like, bah! I'm like, it's okay. We're gonna be fine. We'll get the show today. We're in the transitions. Like, that's all right. But hey, so get this, man. So I love your analogy about taking your clothes off because I think it's a big thing for humans, right? Being naked in front of the mirror.
Some people, that's a big thing. Like I had a guy.
Yeah.
He just finished yesterday, and we're having and my thing with him, look, it's never goodbye. Let's talk to you later. We got a bond, man. So
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
stay in touch. And I said, you know, when we first started, you said you've invested tens of thousands of dollars in all this ink all over your body, but you were too embarrassed to take your clothes off. He goes,
yeah.
I don't feel that anymore. I was like, well, brother, job well done. You did exactly what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
And look where now, and you know how to do this, and you're not suffering to maintain this.
Yes.
So go enjoy.
Yeah. Well, it's just like our guest a couple days ago. Him and I chatted after. Jimmy, let's bring Marty in. I see Marty hanging out. Let's bring Marty on the show here. I was shaking, brother.
Mark, what's up?
What's up, baby? What's going on, guys? How we doing today, baby? What's going on?
How are you?
I'm amazing, man. I'm here, so I'm amazing.
That's it. I like that. Amazing.
I've been learning from Johnny, man.
Come on.
Take a page out of Johnny's book.
We're talking transformation this morning. We bring our guest coming to the bottom of the hour, David Hallangen. So I can't imagine what I'm going to share next, because even losing a couple 100 pounds must be crazy. But Jimmy, let's put this picture on the screen here. So Jelly Roll, country artist, rapper. Look at this. He went from over 500 pounds, Johnny, hiding behind that beard. He shaved it off this week, stepping in front of millions constantly over the years. So listen, you know, he gets on stage and we all think he's a superstar, but behind the scenes, he's struggling. John, you talk about it. His own insecurities, his own issues. And yet everybody's like, oh, you're a big superstar. And I can tell, I'm sure behind the scenes.
Dude. Doesn't fucking matter.
Exactly. So he went on a journey. And you know what's part of his journey? I think this is fucking awesome. Marty, you'd appreciate this too. He spent time wrestling with the WWE guys, with Logan Paul and the guys, and training at the WWE Training Center because he wrestled in the ring a few months ago. So he made this decision a year ago, basically, to say, I got to lose all this weight, and this is going to be part of my journey, the storyline and everything. But I'm a food addict. I'm still working on it. Like relatable.
And really, he'll maintain the fact that he's going to have to continue to manage that problem.
Yes.
As an addict, you're always an addict. You just learn to manage the issues and get that addiction pointed to the right shit.
Get this, Marty. A doctor once told him he would need Johnny, maybe you can relate to hearing this from other people, right? Not to you, but just others. But a doctor once told him he'd need a truck stop or a meat processor scale to weigh himself. That was one of the most, he said, humiliating moments in his life. Those frank conversations, John, Marty, when somebody says to you, dude, you're going to fucking, like, look at you. You're 700 pounds, man. Look at you.
If someone came to me like that,
yeah,
I would say, look, we don't want the scale.
Yeah.
That's going to be such a fun. He's been battling the scales whole fucking life. We don't want to fight that battle.
Yes.
We want to let that battle drift away. I said, let's just manage when we start dropping shirt sizes. That's our fucking metric.
Yes. And Marty, you know what he did? Because I know, Marty, you talk about this often. He simply started with a walk. His first little bit, he barely walked a mile. And then he trained for and he finished the 2 Bears 5K. Now he runs 2-3 miles a day. He does strength training, leans on protein. But here was what I loved about his story, guys. It wasn't I got to get this done in 3 days. He's taken the last basically 18 months of his life to change his entire life.
Well, I think part of this journey, and it could be wrong here.
Yeah.
I saw some bits of his story.
Yeah.
He went from, taking that addictive personality. He was trying to get off the fucking drugs. So he went from drugs to sugar.
Yes.
So he'd go into his dressing room and he would rather than start snorting lines, he'd start eating candy.
Dude, you're absolutely right, Johnny. He rebuilt the entire tour culture. It's exactly what he did. He went from his tour culture.
And then his fucking team would go play one-on-one. They became like a family of exercise. So it was a big group. But keep in mind what the beauty of what people want to see here is he replaced the narcotic addiction with a sugar addiction, which is it's a great first step. And now he's got that replaced with an exercise addiction.
Love how that's exactly it. It's exactly it. He went from the rock star life of drugs and alcohol to, okay, this is killing me. I guess the next thing is I'm going to go to food and sugar. And then it's like, okay, I know that's going to kill me too. Then the third step is I'm going to get rid of all of it. So
you see, John Daly did the same thing.
Except John Daly fell backwards to the original.
Well, of course. You mean because he never went from food to exercise.
Yeah.
He just uses a quick detox.
Yes. Yeah. Marty, it's fascinating, eh?
Yeah, man. I didn't realize he lost so much weight. I know who he
he
is. I've
looks
seen
great.
him before. Yeah, he looks great, man. That's amazing.
I wouldn't
But
even
yeah,
know that was
it's
him looking at that picture.
yeah. You just start with a walk. You know, a lot of people try to do everything in one day. They try to do
Yes. Well, that's
legs, back, chest, and shoulders all in one day.
And you ain't
Just
got to
start
take
with
a walk. If it walks too much, just fucking put your shoes on.
well,
it.
yeah.
Put your
Well,
shoes on.
it's the mindset,
We'll
right?
walk. We'll worry about walking next week. Let's get the habit of putting the shoes on.
I'm hopeful his story inspires other men, women, men that see that and go, because he's still a big
It
boy.
already has. Yeah.
100%. Yes, absolutely. And he's still a big boy, Marty, but it's big boy in context, right? So it's
it's got to become a priority too. A lot of people half-ass it. They dibble and dabble, you know.
Yep.
And I'm sure he didn't dibble and dabble. I'm sure he was 100% locked in. You know,
100%. Yeah. What was really cool is that I'm sure part of his motivation was, okay, I got to wrestle in the ring in 6 weeks from now, so I got to hit this milestone, right? So these little milestones.
Did you see the first few times he wrestled? The boys in there were just helping him along. Like, he had the spot where he went to his back.
Yes.
Dude, for him to get back to his feet, he'd have looked like a toddler tripoding up. Yeah. So they fucking grabbed him and yanked him back to his feet, so he was moving fucking smooth and nimble in there. But that was the fucking power of the boys in there. You know?
Yeah, I love how
Johnny knows all that shit.
I know, hey Marty, I love how you can break that down for us. That's awesome.
Those guys making him look good.
I'm glad you brought that up. So I'm glad you saw that because I saw it too. And that's exactly what happens there, right, Johnny? Is that you're taking somebody who can't wrestle and making them look like they. I'm thinking you could probably take I'm going to make an assumption here. You could take Marty and Keith into the ring and make us look like wrestlers, right? Probably.
I wasn't one of those guys.
Oh,
I needed the guy to make me look good.
Oh.
I wasn't. I mean, you gotta understand those guys that are that good. They've been fucking wrestling for a decade before they get TV. Right?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I was on fucking TV like before I had 10 matches.
Right.
So I never got I understood the art, but I was never an art wrestler, if you will. I was a fucking in your face. It's going to be stiff, but I won't hurt you. And I'm going to fucking yell and scream. And it's going to be rough because it is rough. And that's what allows this to work.
You know, I throw this on the table, Marty, looking at you, because, you know, you follow this like I do. I know Johnny does a little bit, but I think we're going to look back one day and recognize how good John Cena was as a performer in the ring and just out of the ring. The guy's pretty, I'm only talking because he's on his retirement tour right now, but Marty, John Cena is something else, isn't he?
Yeah, he's amazing, man. I was actually looking at some clips of him last night. Yeah, and a little off topic, but since we're talking about making people look good in the ring, I don't know if y'all saw, but there was a clip of this one wrestler. He's running down like the Royal Rumble. He's running down the walkway. Yeah. He trips and falls before he gets to the ring. Did you see that?
Yes, I remember that actually. Yes, yes.
But yeah, I just thought about that. But yeah, no, John Cena is amazing. And to do it 20 years later, you know, and these guys don't look much different.
No, you know, I remember
that's a lifestyle.
That's the lifestyle. Exactly.
There's the guys that don't have that long run because they're not doing the shit when no one's looking.
Mm-hmm. I'll never forget, and I don't want to spend too much time talking about this. I'll never forget one of the greatest matches I saw was Cena's first one. Cena and Angle. And Angle took through, and I remember it because Angle, I don't know the proper language, Johnny, but he essentially led, because a dancer, he led Cena through the entire. It was awesome because it was.
You see that all the time. You got an older guy, and then they'll put an older guy with a guy they're bringing up. Oh, and they'll just say like, okay, you need to teach him, and they'll work a fucking 6-9 month fucking. They'll work all the way to WrestleMania.
Yes,
and so basically, it's the job of the older wrestler to basically get the new wrestler to understand what's going on in there, because that's the art. That makes sense.
Okay. Yes, it does. Yeah, the art of it. Yeah, that was such a
remember the fucking one with Hogan and The Rock.
Yeah. Yes. Right. Yes.
Okay, well, Hogan was actually the heel.
I remember,
but he walked in there and they fucking loved him.
Yeah.
So on the fly, they had to fucking kind of flip it around.
Yeah, I remember.
And there you go right there. I mean, the fucking Hulk Hogan was like, okay, this is fucking different, but I know how to handle this. And fucking the beginning of that match, they were sitting there looking at each other. Remember that?
Yeah,
they're turning their heads and people are going bananas. Guaranteed, number one, Hulk's milking that moment. But number two, he's figuring out how the fuck they're going to take what they were going to do and manage it, because everybody's responding differently than what they thought was going to happen.
So Johnny, me too, Marty. Would they have been whispering, or were their eyes have been talking because they both knew what was happening, or would they have been kind of mumbling?
Like this? Hulk is an older dude, right?
Yeah,
moving slow.
Yeah. So, like, one of the things they told the fucking Rock in the back, and I remember actually seeing an interview. He goes, my dad came up to me and goes, the last thing he told me was, kid, move slow. Because you're out in that fucking thing and you're all excited and you want to go, but we're the guy who can't fucking go with you. It fucks it all up. Oh, yeah.
So guaranteed, they weren't really talking. They might have been a little something, but they were so close it would have been hard to see. But it guaranteed what happened when they locked up that first time and they started moving back and forth. It was like the two bulls.
Yes.
They were working shit out right there.
And it would have been, we're going to flip. It would have been because like, we're going to flip this, right? We're going to. But it's something, because basically what happened was, if you remember correct, if I'm not mistaken, is they did the kind of the test of strength with pushing each other, and then Hulk threw fucking the Rock down, and that was the test. The place went fucking nuts. We're going this way. There's no way we can't go this way. So at that point, now they tested the. I mean, they kind of knew, but a response.
It's all about testing. And at that point, then they go back into the fucking. They're just whenever you can't see their faces, they're talking like this.
That's awesome, man.
Like guaranteed, a guy like Hulk. I never wrestled him, but he locks up in there. What's going on, kid? You ready to have some fun?
Hey, can I add a quick story real quick?
Yeah.
I remember when John Cena came on, I was probably like in 3rd or 4th grade.
Yeah.
And we didn't know wrestling wasn't real. Like it's real, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So we take this shit seriously. So I remember we come to school the next day. We always talked about like SmackDown. I think that's where John Cena started, on SmackDown.
Exactly. Yes.
We come to school the next day. We're like, who the fuck is this white boy rapping?
Because that's exactly what he was.
What is? Because we listen to rap music. What is this shit? I remember it so vividly, man. Like we're going down memory lane. I remember it, man.
Marty, he was the cheesy white boy rapper too. Like,
he was real cheesy back then.
Oh man,
but he got over. Now here's something cool though. If we're talking about this cultures, right?
Yeah.
So if you find, there's a lot of different interviews. You can find people like Snoop Dogg saying that Ric Flair was like their fucking god.
Oh yeah.
Because he was fucking talk of the talk and living the life. And keep in mind, there wasn't a lot. I mean, granted, some of it was a little over the top, but take what he said and split it by a third. I'm pretty close to the way he fucking lived his life, dude. You know,
that's awesome. I watched
fucking 10 girls in the fucking limousine, probably 4 of them in there.
I watched the Pivot podcast. It's like, some retired athletes that have a podcast. Yes. It's really popular.
Yeah.
And they have Ric Flair as a guest.
Yes.
You got to see how these guys look at Ric Flair. Like he's God. Like only a couple people get that effect. Like Michael Jordan,
the rapper,
Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair.
Rapping generation, they were like, this is the guy.
Bruh. Yeah. They were just in awe. Oh my God.
It wasn't about color. It wasn't about not rapping. This
guy
gets it.
So
like,
absolutely
gets it.
So we have a friend in the lab here who maybe has some connections to the Nature Boy himself, and I put out the feelers to see if the Nature Boy can join us in the morning here sometime. So, Petro, if we can make that happen, that would be awesome. But
I'm not saying shit that episode. I'm sitting back and I'm putting the microphone down and watching like this.
Fuck, if we ever, I'm gonna sit back and let Johnny and Rick.
I'm not saying shit.
We went and booked a 4-hour show, that one, but and I just went to do the woo, fucking. But you know what the thing is? I just saw him like 2 weeks ago on Instagram, and I don't know the number, but still deadlifting like 800 pounds. The guy just walks up to the rack and stuff.
Come on, no.
I know,
no way, bro.
No, but I know I wasn't 800 pounds, but the guy's walking up to the rack and still doing crazy shit.
He's
crazy.
He's living his life.
Yes. Yeah. No,
he doesn't know how to live any different.
Well, that's exactly it. He doesn't know how to work.
This is the way he lives.
Yeah. Yes.
Yo, some of his stories are fucking insane.
Some of his stories, Marty, you can't even believe that they're real.
I don't believe all of them. No way. There's no way where that
you take the story, you cut it by half. It's not fucking far off.
crazy,
the guy at one point owed like fucking $4 million in taxes.
I remember, John. Yes.
Taxes. That means he made so much money. Figure, he'd spent $15 million to owe that for.
Yes. All right. Speaking of storytelling, boys, we got a fun guest coming up. His name's David Hallangen, and here's what you need to know. This guy's been creating visual magic for 27 years. We're talking illustrations, designs, animations for clients like Disney, Lego, Liverpool. The guy's done some pretty cool shit. What struck me about him when I found his profile was he's interesting, and I'm always looking for interesting characters to bring onto the show. He's really short. He's
again?
His name's David Hallangen. He's 3'2".
No shit.
Yeah, he's only 3'2". Yeah, 3'2". Norwegian. He's shorter than some of the dwarfs that we had on the show last week, lifting those bombs up there. So yeah, 3'2" Norwegian.
Is he sitting in the green room? I'm not seeing him. Is he coming today?
Yeah, because he's so little. He's sitting there in the group. I can see him. He's a 6'5" Norwegian speaking Brit who once opened the Magic Kingdom at Disney. He has zero tolerance for bullshit. Jimmy, I think we got an opener for this guy. Do we? If we do, let's run the opener for our upcoming guest, Mr. David Hallangen.
You know those ideas in your head that feel brilliant, but die the moment you try explaining them with slides? We've got a guy who turns confusing, boring messages into visuals people actually feel, remember, and share. His name is David Hallangen. He's an illustrator, designer, animator, and all-purpose creative troublemaker who's been shaping stories for clients worldwide since 1998. For 27 years, David has helped world-renowned brands like Disney, Lego, Coca-Cola, and more communicate visually. He's created campaigns for giants like Pepsi and smaller teams, always shifting styles so every project looks unique. He once helped open the Disney Magic Kingdom, speaks fluent Norwegian, and insists his job is simply making other people's ideas land. Today, he helps everyone from global giants to founders communicate clearly, engage audiences, and make their pitches and brands look less terrible. He jokes he is balding into Art Garfunkel, calls himself Labubu Guru, and proudly signs bios as father of two things. He rejects the fruit tea and studio cat illustrator cliche, trusts his radar for difficult clients, and chooses projects where curiosity beats ego every time. Underneath the jokes, David believes visual storytelling should make complex ideas obvious, make people feel something, and be unapologetically, disarmingly funny. David, you're in the right place. Welcome to the circus called Mornings in the Lab.
The man graduated from the University of Madupia with a degree in B.A. Baracus. Yes, you heard that right. And when I asked him what he wants our audience to remember about him, his answer was simple. John Marty, that I'm funny as fuck. David, welcome to the show, brother.
Hi, everybody. What year is this? I've never heard this kind of like morning breakfast show thing, guys going like, hey, yo, for like 1,000 years.
That's what it's all about, baby.
That's what it's all about, David. That's why you're on. That's why
you're lifting weights and you got the glasses and the hats and the things. The only thing that makes it like current time is that some dude's wearing Bluetooth headphones. Otherwise, I'm thinking like, it's definitely like 96, 97 or something, thereabouts.
Well, actually, hey, Jimmy, put the graphic on the screen. People can join the phone. People have phones, can phone our show, David. 431-300-305. Just like in the 1990s, David. I'm telling you right now.
I remember that. I've been trying to bring phones back in the last year or so. We're suggesting to kind of prospective clients and like, setting up a call. I said, we can just be a phone call if you want. And they're just delighted. They kind of, I don't have to fix anything, check a background, so the kids, they can just jump on a phone call. So they're over the moon. But yeah, I'm a big fan of I'm 50, so I'm a big fan of the 20th century, and I embrace the current things too. I've got kids who are like Gen Z, Gen Alpha. So
I don't understand all these fucking Gen titles. I don't fucking understand. What generation are you? I'm my generation.
Exactly. So so it's like it's it's the kind of thing I like to be aware of and plugged into, because it's like some clients are like, oh well, we're aiming at Gen Alpha, and I'm like, yeah, I know about all Gen Alpha and Gen Z and all that, and I can school them on a few things. They're totally impressed because they haven't got a clue. They're like, what's 6, 7? I'm like, I'm afraid I can't tell you. It's the whole point is I'm not allowed to tell you. And they're like, oh right, you must be plugged in then. So no, this is really weird. Now, I used to work in radio a long time ago. Again, back in the 90s, when
yes,
when you were allowed to kind of just do what you wanted.
So David, we believe this is the future. Actually, and I'm being serious with you right now. I believe there's a renaissance happening where we're going to see a transition back to more live conversational formats, because AI has leveled the field of what's real, what's not real. Keith, John, and Marty have created a trust factor for the last couple of years by showing up live 8 o'clock Eastern time, just like the olden days for conversation.
People want to see people fuck up live. The in the can thing, clip thing is fucking played out.
Yeah. So
let me see you fuck up. I'll do it. Shit.
People love that. Like the best bit people like about that's why SNL still exists.
Yes,
it ain't that funny, but because people just waiting for that kind of they're waiting for that part, which is people. There are YouTube compilations of people screwing up. Jimmy Fallon, the only reason he has a show is because he broke every week on SNL, and everyone was like, "We love that guy." He's real. He's fake now, but he was real then.
So I gotta ask: Are you? Is that actually a wall of wood behind you? Is that wallpaper behind you? Or where the hell are you standing right now?
Wood. It's wallpaper, so it used to be wood. So technically, yeah, this is just wallpaper on the plastic.
Look at the top right corner of his screen, dude.
Okay, I see that. Yeah.
Look at the ceiling there, man. No, it's all fake. It's pre AI, so it's it's a real fake background, with the wallpaper. But this is like the corner of the house. I can get some degree of sanity and quiet for about 5 minutes because my kids are all over the place.
So, dude, I invited you to the show, and you said to me, "Why?" I said, "Because you look interesting." I pride myself. So, when Keith and Marty created the show, and then Johnny ended up here, and now Johnny won't leave. Johnny's just part of the fabric now. We have this show.
Not the same. It's not the same if you got somebody farting and burping and smelling armpits. It just doesn't work.
So we have this morning circus here, and when I saw your content in your feed, I'm like, this dude belongs in the circus, because I don't know anybody that can place on their profile that they've opened up Disney, the Magic Kingdom. Like, were you actually there at the fucking ribbon cutting? How did you open the Magic Kingdom, David?
I'll try and keep this as brief as possible. What they do in Disney World, they pick a family. They used to anyway. Pick a family every day at random. Before they open the gates, there's people waiting outside, and they'll just come out. Someone will sneak out. And secretly, there's one person tasked with it, and they pick a family, and they'll bring the family in. They'll take them up to Mickey's. This was years ago when there was a Toontown there. They go up to Mickey's house. All the characters come out, and you get on the train. No one's in the park. You get to an empty park. You drive you through all this.
Yeah.
You jump on the train, and they bring you through to the front, and you're there on the front platform. And it's like, please welcome from the United Kingdom, the Hallangen family. And here to open the Magic Kingdom. And Mickey's there like, oh boy. And they throw confetti and boom, and away you go. And this was about 2011. So it wasn't, not everybody had a smartphone with a camera. So it wasn't like, we could find ourselves anywhere on the footage. But anyway, but it's random pick. And it was my then wife's, at the time, birthday. And I was just trying to find out. At the time I was there, so I used to work in sales, so I know all about how to get stuff and get people to do stuff. He says with psychopathic reverence. So I asked around, so how do you get to open the Magic Kingdom? They said, no, you can't. You can't request it. Tom Cruise can't request it. Nobody can request it. I'm like, okay. And I was just asking enough people, and I just kept looking out for these people who looked, cast members, they have the little name badges and stuff, who looked important enough. So I was like, you guys look important. And the people love that. You look very important.
Yes.
They love that flattery. So I'm already on, look, I know it's impossible, right? I know it's impossible. So don't tell me it's impossible. I know it's impossible. So I'm not expecting this to happen. But you guys look like the kind of guys that can do something for me. How do you get to open the Magic Kingdom? I know it's impossible, but I think I think you can, hook me up. Long story short, it's kind of like some sideways glances, like an espionage, thriller. So, because you get fired, for telling anyone anything about anything in Disney. So we like, go to the front gate, 5:30 a.m., go to the front gate, ask for Dolores. You didn't hear from me. So the next morning, there we are, 5:30 a.m., ask for Dolores. And it turns out Dolores was, so I'm used to dealing with, my part of the world, I'm used to dealing with, I'm in Liverpool, it's mainly, all it is around here is it's white people, white dudes. So it was like I was just used to dealing with people on my level. Get to the front gate, I might ask, is Dolores here? And someone pointed over to Dolores, who was this lady who was like, I'm 6'5", she was like 5'0", black lady, but someone you do not mess with ever. She didn't take no shit from nobody. So I was like, are you Dolores? She's like, looking me up and down, like she got the measure of me straight away. My powers were gone. I couldn't do anything. I could except just be honest. I was like, look, someone told me to speak to you because you have the power over who opens the Magic Kingdom, more power than Mickey. She's like, and I'm like, okay. So my wife, it's her birthday. Can we? I'm just an idiot. I'm just trying to do something here. Can we open Magic Kingdom, please? We're nice. With no kids. We're just, we're do now. But then it was like, we just want to open the Magic Kingdom, please, and that'll be our lifetime thing. She's like, looked me up and down again, like judged me like X-ray vision. She's like, wait here. She's like, goes off for 5 minutes. She's like, wait over there. Don't move. I'm like, okay. Next thing you know, they're taking us backstage and away we go. So it was like, yeah, it's one of those things that, there's always a way. I used to have confidence that now I'm like, I'm a father now, so I'm like, my mind's broken.
Hey, so can we now get the long version of that story?
The long version, yeah.
Hold on. You said in this story you're 6'5". Is that right?
Yeah.
How tall are you?
6'4.5" now. I shrunk.
So Keith, what were you talking about? Fucking 3'10"?
Well, I was fucking with you.
Keith's terrible joke.
I'm sitting here trying to figure out. This is a fucking either a mammoth fucking man or he's got some fucking short. I was thinking we were having a fucking little guy on the show.
Keith does that sometimes, David.
See, I could do that.
And David,
I can't reach the camera. That's better, right?
I was like, fuck, man, his head really fits his shoulders. This is pretty interesting.
Hey, so here's something else. Johnny and Marty, you're going to like this one. You guys remember Mr. T? Well, your LinkedIn says you have a degree in B.A. Baracus, David. So from the University of Madupia, for those who don't get the reference, B.A. Baracus is Mr. T's character from the A-Team. Like, dude,
was that the fucking coolest character or what?
Totally. How do you connect those dots, Hallangen? Is it Hallangen or Hallangen? How do you say your last name?
Hallangen.
Hallangen. How do you connect those dots? How do you connect those dots, man? B.A. Baracus, Mr. T, like you just are a what's with that?
Well, it's a BA over in the UK. The BA is the the Bachelor of Arts. It's a type of degree. A BA or a BSc. So it's just BA Baracus. Because when I came back to LinkedIn last nearly 2 years ago now, because somebody killed Twitter. So I came back. I was like, I can't stay here any longer. It's a dumpster fire. So I came back to LinkedIn, and I was like, this place is horrible. If I'm going to be here, I'm not going to take it at all seriously. I'm just going to swing for the fences. You know what I mean? Let's bring some personality here, which is like shooting fish in a barrel because nobody had any.
Dude, I had a bed head on LinkedIn for 3 months. I had a picture of myself in a robe and a bed head. So I like you. I'm like, I'm not going to play the old LinkedIn game. I'm going to play the different LinkedIn game.
I just saw an opportunity to stand out. It's the kind of, hello, here's my latest work, and that's not going to cut it. I'm looking for opportunities in this. No, it's horrible. Yeah. So I just made an effort to do that because I can't. Otherwise, I couldn't do it. I had to kind of be my, just bring some humor, which I found after about a couple of months. I was found my, tone, if you like, which was like, I'm not, I didn't go to university to learn any of this stuff. I was working and just doing it, and there we are.
Well, yeah, I went to university to lift weights. Why did you go?
Yeah. Well, see, in America, you can get a scholarship for throwing a ball. If you throw a ball really well, you can get like a degree for free. Is that right?
Yeah, that was me. Yep.
There you go. Yeah. It's like, you're good at throwing a ball. Here's a degree. And then I was like, we need that system here, but it's, we're a tiny speck. We've no idea what we're doing.
Hey, David, serious question leading into business here a little bit. You mentioned in your profile that you have a healthy radar for assholes, and you won't work with them unless they make you an offer that you can't refuse. Now, dude, after almost 30 years, let's call it 27 years, as you sit back, how quickly can you identify that nightmare client, and what are the red flags, and what's the most money an asshole has ever paid you to compromise your own boundary?
That's called the monetary sliding scale, creating a barrier of entry that's so fucking big that if you're going to deal with this cocksucker, it's going to be worth your time.
Exactly. No, that was I was told, this is a slightly different story, but I met up with an Imagineer. I was meeting about doing something to do with parade floats. I won't diverge into that story. But I met up with an Imagineer while I was at Disney one time. And
hey, real quick, brother, I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm going to piss my pants. So you got to give me like 30 seconds. I'll just step out the fucking door and take a piss.
You can do it right there. We don't mind, John. That's fine.
Story, so but I don't have a bottle with me.
They do like different things for different departments in Disney, right? They just don't. It's not just like Disney making stuff for Disney. The other departments have to pay each other for their budgets. And he says there's one department, I can't tell you, one department is a pain in the ass all the time, and we pay them and we charge them a nuisance tax. We have like a nuisance. We would know it's going to be a pain. We have to deal with them, so we just charge them. So like, that's legit. Do that. Don't so give me a tip. So I do that. Like if there's someone who's like, I can tell my alarm bells are going off. Take me about 10 seconds, if that, 10 seconds less. I can tell from the way they ask me about doing the work. I can tell, I can detect it. But it's like, I'm like, okay, it's going to be, I'll add a couple of grand, depending on the job. If it's a big job, I'll add 5. It just depends. Also depends how broke I am, because the chances of them not paying are reasonably high, because they're also an a-hole.
Yeah.
But it's like I'll always get paid. Usually what happens is they'll go through my filter system, which if they're that bad, and I'll ask for payments, like 50% payment in advance. I do that with everyone. And it's almost certain that if they're that bad, they won't pay. They'll start quibbling and they won't want to pay it. So I'm like, that's fine. So then it's never a problem. So we are, folks.
I love it. Talk to us a little bit about working with the Imagineers at Disney. I've been to Disney. Disney seems to have such an impact on everybody's life. But we all wonder what happens behind the magic curtains, and the idea and the job of an Imagineer. What's it like working within that Disney culture, David?
Well, I was doing something here in Liverpool. I was building some parade floats for a Pride event, and I was just getting some tips and tricks from them. They were happy. When the head of Imagineers was happy to meet with me. Like, for me, it was like, free dream come true moment. But he was like saying that the basic thing is, like you guys here, anything you do, any endeavor, whatever works. And they're happy just to say that. They're like, you see these things. There's some celebration on Main Street. These kind of displays, all these like fake kind of metallic, kind of robot looking flowers, whatever you want to call it. And I said, see those little balls there? I said, yeah. So they're like those squishy laundry ball dispenser balls that you just use that. Which is that you got those and painted. And he's like, because that worked. And he said, whatever works. If it works, that's fine. That's it. There's no like secret special sauce there very much like you guys. This works. Do that. We found a way to do this. Is this the way it's done? We don't know. Let's just do that. So that was like a message that I've carried through the whole time. Not just like, shouldn't I be having spreadsheets for this? When I approach clients, like, do we need a contract? I'm like, no, I haven't used a contract. The only time I ever asked to use a contract is if the client says, we need a contract. I'm like, okay, it doesn't matter to me. As long as I get paid. That's the contract.
The contracts are one of the biggest jokes ever, actually. We waste so much time writing a piece of paper up. It's like, you know what? We're going to do some work together. Do you trust me? I'll trust you. You're going to pay me. I'll pay you. Yeah, let's do it. Because the contract.
People kind of get afraid of stuff because they've been burnt before in the past, or they've just because they think, well, you're supposed to have contracts, aren't you? Because you're supposed to. Lots of supposed to. This is why people behave the way they do on LinkedIn, because they're supposed to do whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then you just come along and do what you're not supposed to do. Like use Doc Brown as my profile pic, so I can't watch Back to the Future without having an identity crisis.
What's the Doc Brown thing? Do people tell you that you look like Doc Brown, and do you actually own a DeLorean? Or
no? The people used to tell me years ago I used to look like Biff. Back in the day when I had hair and I was a little bit less fat in the face, I looked like Biff. But not anymore. But no, I thought like, let's use that, and I use it across everything now because it just seems to capture my spirit, I guess. I love a lot of science knowledge and interest, and he's also kind of insane. Not that I am, but it's that kind of, it just I thought, heck, let's just use this. Let's see what LinkedIn think about that. So it was just like, it was no, like, people think you're like, just by doing something so simple, people think you're some kind of, it's like Life of Brian. Anybody seen Life of Brian? Lawrence Python with the,
Absolutely.
he's not on the side.
Yeah.
It's like that. I spent 3 months, about 2 months, doing all my posts in all caps, no punctuation. And I was getting quite a big, I got more traction then, but it was kind of getting overtaken. I was kind of, this is getting boring now. I can't do it anymore. So I stopped doing it. I finished it on Good Friday. Everyone thought I was the Messiah. Everyone thought I was some kind of like, thing. There's a guy on LinkedIn called Nick Power who's famous for writing all lower caps. And people worship him. And I got so big with his writing all caps. Just by writing all caps, nothing exciting about that. And people were like, well, who's your nemesis, Nick? And he's like, I've heard about this guy, David Hallangen. He's my nemesis. It's like, you can get famous for writing in all capitals. And it's like, I was just like, I can't do this.
He's remembered for writing in all caps.
Yeah.
People were saying, I said, okay, that's on Good Friday, on Thursday, just before Easter, Monday, Thursday, I did a picture of the Last Supper, and I photoshopped in a caps lock key. So people were starting getting the hints, like, oh no, he's going to stop. And then on Friday, Good Friday, I photoshopped it nailed to a cross. I took an old Jesus crucifix painting and put the caps lock on the cross. And people were like, no, we can't. Why? I was like, Jesus, literally, like Jesus Christ. This isn't, if your life is if your experience now is no good because I'm not writing in all caps, then that's bad. But I could have carried on and been famous and got T-shirts, but it's like, I can't do this anymore.
Hey, David, you wrote LOL's generative AI. When I asked about the industry trends, we put the questions in front of me. You clearly have some thoughts around AI and its impact. You are a creative. You've been in the creative space for basically your whole lifetime. Are you worried? Are you annoyed? What's your opinions on the creative change happening in the world right now with generative AI, David?
Well, it depends if you want me to say this. I looked at me. I really enjoyed the promo you got for me. The kind of the I put on just on before and last night
with Sophia Grant. Funny. Yeah, she's our smoke show here on the show. Yeah,
and it's like I could speak fluent. Was it Norcam? Because the AI couldn't write the word Norwegian. And I find, you guys use a lot of AI, I've noticed. And here's the thing, I'm a creative and I'm illustrating. A lot of my people, I guess, whatever, industry are kind of like, vehemently against all of it. It's kind of just point blank, that's it, I'm against all of it. And I'm very much kind of, I've been watching it closely for a couple of years. And I find there's some aspects of it, like if someone's just ripping other artists off straight off, that's like, well, that's just legally wrong, never mind morally. Except the AI just quicker. Humans have been doing it for years. It's the same thing. I've made this argument for and against AI. As in, like, look, the difference is it's annoying because anyone can access it now. You have to have a skill to copy another human. Now you can just prompt and away you go. But you guys doing that promo video, and it's AI, and some people use the phrase AI slop, and I don't like that phrase. It's dismissive, and it's kind of like, it's just like, look, some of it's good, man. It's kind of like, it's some of it looks great. I like the cursed stuff more. Your promo with all the mistakes in, and there's like weird words in the background. That's what I like.
That's the point. So I think it's also ridiculous that I embrace it. Like I run towards the fucked up physics because it's also ridiculous. Because here's my opinion on it. You either can embrace it or you can run from it. So we are creating an entirely new form of storytelling here in the mornings. It's a combination of blurring the lines between what's real, what's not real. We have Keith, John, and Marty, who are the real humans, who are supported by a cast of AI characters, because that's the future of content. That's the future of morning and it's the future of live conversational content.
That's it. I'm not gonna. There's no hill I will. It's not a hill I will die on. For me personally, in my illustration work, I don't use it at any point of part of the stage because I've taken the standpoint for you've got to find yourself, you've got to find your place in as business goes, find your place and you deliver a certain product. And I'm known for being, ironically enough, on LinkedIn my profile pic is Doc Brown. It isn't even me. Ironically, I go on the attack of being genuine. There's no difference between the persona I present on LinkedIn is the same persona I am in real life. There's no difference. There's no blur except I look different. Yeah. So everything is genuine. So therefore, my work is all genuine. Every scrap of it is just there's no AI used anywhere along the way. I mean, much of AI isn't actually AI. It's technically, from a computer point of view, it's something else. But let's call it what it is. It's AI. We'll call it AI. But but I don't. It comes along, and there are tools which I might use in the future, which you can train purely on, like enclosed from the internet. You can train it on your own stuff. If someone says, "Look, we've got 10 grand, we need this thing doing," I'm thinking, well, that's a 100 grand project. We've only got 10 grand. I'm like, and that's where I've seen teams do it before. Use AI to train on your own stuff. So look, okay, then you tell the AI, look, here's the characters I've created. I need another 20 characters like this. Or I need another, someone did like an animation scene, for example. I need a whole background of things in this style that I've made. So that's just like, it's a shortcut, but it's a budget that I have no problem with because there's no moral quandary there. You know what I mean? Yes. I'm not training the AI on someone else's stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. David, how can folks connect with you and find you and engage with you and connect with the wonderful David the Norwegian Doc Brown?
Yeah, technically, I am completely English. I'm Norwegian because the mother of my children, should we say, was Norwegian. So when I met, I spent years learning Norwegian, so I can speak it fluently.
Nice.
Or Noricap, as your AI promo says. So they can check me on LinkedIn. I'm the only David Hallangen in the world, as far as I know. It's such a rare second name. That's why I took that Norwegian name.
Nice.
So it's, if you can spell it and find me, I'm like the A-team. If you can spell my name, if you can find me, then there I am. Just search me. If you Google me, my portfolio will pop up. Or just find me on LinkedIn.
Awesome.
I'm there somewhere.
Well, brother, I appreciate hanging out with us today. I enjoyed having you on for some fun little chatter this morning on a Friday to lighten it up with our Norwegian 6'5" monster from. Where are you this morning? Are you in Liverpool today?
Liverpool, yeah. I mean, what was going to be at some point there's going to be some twin town. We've doubled for New York in Captain America. So there you go.
Oh, very nice, nicely done.
Liverpool. We're kind of like we're like an old looking New York.
Nicely done. Well, listen, we are a morning show. We are evenings, late afternoons, and evenings for us. I hope you'll tune us in. I hope you'll come hang out with us in your afternoon evenings while we're getting up and starting our day, and come hang out with us sometime on the show again sometime. And the comments are open all the time. Would you do that, David?
Okay, cool. Thanks very much, Keith.
Awesome. Marty, Johnny, let's we'll welcome David out of the show here as we reset hour 2 on Mornings in the Lab.
Thanks for your time, brother.
Awesome. All right, guys, let's walk David out of here. We'll do a reset with John Anderson, lifestyle tip. We'll do hour 2, and Marty, stick around. Hey, buddy, stick around for a bit. Awesome. Cool. Let's do it, Jimmy.
All right. One of my number one rules for making progress is don't get lost in the details, because the details in many cases become too much of a distraction. Not say that you should be detailed, not say that you shouldn't finish your tasks, but be careful, because these details can sometimes lead to productive procrastination. Pick that task you don't want to do. The odds are you want to give it some details before you actually execute it. Well, there you have it. That's that productive procrastination kicking in. Think of it like this. The success that you're looking for is hiding in the work you're avoiding. And in many cases, you're using those details and that planning for perfection to try to keep a buffer between you and that thing that you don't want to do. So when you're thinking about what you need to do to move the needle forward, it's very simple. Look for the thing that you don't want to do. And then the second part of the tip is do not overcomplicate it with a bunch of details that are going to keep you from taking that first step to crush that task to get you what you want. So remember, don't get lost in the details. Rock and roll.
There we go. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to hour 2 of Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. We just set the table in hour 1. We asked if you're actually recovering on purpose. We're into recovery conversation. We talked about Jelly Roll, lost a couple 100 pounds, and we just wrapped up with our guest, David Hallangen, the 6'5" Norwegian. We had some
Dude,
fun.
I'm so glad in that story he said he was 6'5" because I was waiting for a time to ask him how did he feel about the series of words he may run into describing him being a little person.
Marty,
I was about ready to drop that question. That was going to be my first question. Then he said it was 6'5", and I'm like, Jesus Christ, that would have been a really fucking off the wall question.
Oh, I love it.
I'm so used to Keith now, it doesn't even faze me, Johnny.
Just drop the
I mean, he's talking about 3'10" and 6'5". I figured the little guy fucking walks around like he's 6'5", and good for him. He'd be the guy that could ask the question.
Oh my God. Hey, so I'm pivoting here to Chuck. Johnny, we grew up with a guy. Marty, do you know who Chuck Norris is?
I've heard the name. I think I know him. I think I've seen him before. Is he an actor?
He's like a karate version of Sylvester Stallone.
This is like a total generational thing here with this one. Yeah. Jimmy, if you got the image, just throw it up there or get it prepared for us if you can. But Johnny, Chuck turns 85 and he's still in fighting shape. And Marty, there was a period of time where he would remake the same movie and over and over and over, man. And he was our era,
like Liam Neeson.
Yes, exactly. But he's for those of us that grew up with Norris. He's 85 years old. He looks awesome. Johnny, he looks like he can still fight. But I thought of you because you're going to live to 185, and you see Norris and you see his attitude and the guy actually hasn't aged, John, at all. It's quite impressive, actually. And I think just savage, right? Just doing the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's when you get into a lifestyle and you live that lifestyle, you really do kind of chase away Father Time.
Yes. Jimmy, if you can get a picture of Chuck, let's get that picture of Chuck Norris. I think I dropped it in there let's throw it up there. While you're doing that, I found something quite cool. We've talked about it before on the show, but this is a good one because I suspect the three of us are this. Science says super achievers don't hear me clearly with my words I'm going to use here because it's clearly in the words. Super achievers don't set avoidance goals. They actually focus on moving to higher chance of quitting.
You broke up, brother. They move towards
Sorry, Johnny. Sorry. So avoidance goals are tied to anxiety, stagnation, and a higher chance of quitting. Approach goals target a positive outcome. Like, for example, I want to increase sales by 20%. Avoidance goals are, man, we can't do anything to lose. We can't lose sales, Johnny. We got to make everything in place so we can't lose sales, right? And what the science shows is that approach goals.
That's a scarcity mindset.
Yes, that's why I brought it up here because too many of us focus on plugging the holes in the canoe instead of figuring out a new way to move forward, right? And science is showing that if Marty is running towards an approach goal instead of avoiding something,
dude, it's so fucking crazy. Like, this is the funny you say this. I was just playing a game of chess, right?
Okay, yeah.
It's a buddy of mine who's actually is really fucking good.
Okay.
And so I said, all right, this time, and this is a guy who I haven't played many games with, but I stalemated him once, and I hold that over his head. Right? So I said, this time let's play, but let me kind of just let me understand, show me some of your strategies and talk me through it.
Yeah.
Right? So I can see what I'm doing, what you're doing. And because he's thinking moves ahead.
Yes.
And the first thing he says to me says, your game is reactive. He says you're playing to protect. You're not playing.
Yeah.
So rather than constantly looking for offensive moves, I'm always looking to defend. He goes, it's very hard to win when you're always just looking to hold your position. I never saw that in this game of chess, but only because there's just so much going on that I didn't have the confidence to take those offensive moves because when I take an offensive move against him, he fucking pile drives me. Right. So, but it's just that idea that we go into these modes and we don't even fucking know it unless someone points it out.
And that's why I brought it up because we do talk about this on the show, this idea of the scarcity mindset. And I think, John, it's the same way when you use the analogy of somebody who's what's the cliche, not the cliche, but which is somebody who is focusing on managing the budget or somebody who's focused on
are you trying to are you focused on saving a penny or making a penny?
Yes, same thing. It's exact same thing.
Because wherever you put your energy is what you're going to get more of.
Yes, yeah, and it's. I thought it was
mindset
great.
Is what I'm talking about. You're going to develop the mindset of trying to pinch rather than earn.
It's interesting how confidence leans into that. Well, if we go back to weight loss, right, Marty, you're a few hundred pounds, somebody's extra few hundred pounds, I'm going to make an assumption they're probably going to fall more into the avoidance goals. I don't want to take my shirt off because I'm scared. I look fat. Instead of I want to go and get jacked so I can take my shirt off. You see the difference, Marty?
Yeah, or the I don't want to eat too much. They're scared.
Yes.
They equate eating with getting big, even though you're eating healthier things, even though you're eating more macronutrients. So that scarcity mindset can be applied to all types of areas.
That's a great example.
It's a lack of fucking knowledge is what it comes down to.
That's a great example. The
like
eating
in my
part.
chess game, it was a lack of knowledge that was keeping me operating reactively as a scarcity side of a player. It's because I was lacking the understanding and the knowledge. And so that's what I did. It was just it was like a mode of survival. It's someone that's trying to lose 100 pounds. He's tried so many times and failed and failed and failed. He's in that mindset.
I'm fascinated by your comment with the chess game, Johnny, because chess is life. And so take me through this with your buddy. You were playing, and then he paused and said to you, "This is what's happening to you." So is this?
I didn't have to fucking move. He said, "Look, this is what you do," because he's played with me before.
Yeah,
so, you don't play to win.
Oh, interesting. So that must have been kind of like a smack in the mirror, right? We're like, oh.
Well, the crazy part was he points it out, right?
Yeah.
Fucking game probably took 90 minutes, and I was every time it was my turn.
Yeah.
My fucking brain went into, okay, he's going to do this, so I need to block here, or rather than go get that fucking piece.
Yeah.
In life, I don't do that. I'm happy to take my lumps, but it's because I've built the confidence to know that no matter how many times I get knocked to the ground, I'll stand the fuck back up.
But it's interesting because your confidence was lacking there a little bit because of your perception of perhaps against the player.
In life, prior to me realizing all I had to do was get back up, I played that same way. I don't want to fall down. Fuck, man. What if I fall down? Good. Go fucking fall.
I got an analogy too. When I was in college, I played at 3 schools. So I got, 3 different coaching philosophies. One school I played at, the amount of time we spent on the fucking scouting report. I mean, yes, you have to do the scouting report. You have to know what the other team's doing. But they got to guard us too,
Yes.
So that would be one of my issues with we just watching hours and hours of film, and it's like, we can't be robots out there. They got to worry about us as well. So in my mind, that was almost moving like a scarcity mindset as well.
Yes.
Well, that code should have been, basically that film watching should have been directed by, okay, they're doing this, so this is where we're going to strike, rather than, okay, you can't let that guy score. Okay, we know this guy's good. We know he scores, so we're going to expose his fucking weakness, and we're going to score here.
I mean, it was like we would be going through their plays. Why are we running their plays to know their plays too well? It was just be fucking ridiculous, man. So I'm with you guys.
Johnny, what did you learn from that chess game yesterday? I'm serious. Like, what did you take from that yourself? Like after you finished?
Actually, last week it was in Mexico.
Okay, yeah. Was it one of those? Did you have some reflection in your own brain, going, okay, next time I play, I'm going to be a little more aggressive, or what did you learn from that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I was trying the whole fucking time, even in that game. So kind of as we got a little deeper into it, and I started losing.
Yes,
I was like, okay, this is I'm going to wind up and fucking swing hard every time I have it's my pitch.
Yeah,
Every time it was my turn, I started airing myself out. Of course, the game ended faster that way, but I learned a lot because then I got to see what he was doing, how he was exposing my weaknesses.
Chess is I played chess a little bit as a young man. I do not play it today. There's a lot of brilliance behind it, isn't there? Because there's a strategy and the thought process and how much it really just links back to life, isn't it, John?
Yeah, a real good player. I mean, it's like the amount of he was telling me this. He goes, a really good player on 2 really good players playing each other can burn because the mind fucking crushes calories.
Yes.
They can burn 1,000 calories in a fucking chess game.
What?
Yeah.
Marty, have you played chess before? Do you play chess, Marty? Have you?
No, I never played chess, only checkers.
Yeah. So I would say me too. I play a little bit of chess, not enough to consider myself any way of good at it, but I'm fascinated by it because I think it's because just to what John's comment, it's a brain game, right? And it's the world. It's really what it is actually. So hey, back to Chuck Norris, guys. Jimmy, get that picture up there.
Hey, I do know who he is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It just wasn't. It didn't register.
There he is. He emphasizes staying active. So here's cliche, the no shit Sherlock. He stays active every day. He trains joint friendly with tools like pool drills, low impact strength work, fueling with quality nutrition, and treating rest as part of the program.
No,
And,
the scale flip flops on the amount of rest you need as you get older. You've been hearing me talk about this discovery.
I know
on the fucking show a ton. You know, I mean, it's like my training going to every other day became like a staple while I was on this show.
I know, because you change it while being on this show, and then
when we were starting, I was on a 3-to-1, 3 on, 1 off. Then I went to 2, and then I experimented with 1. And I realized that's just every other day is my jam.
Yeah, we got a question here from a concerned tenant. We got a question for Johnny. Hey, wanted to ask Johnny Anderson, is pretty sharp early in the morning, Cali time. Is there any risk of nicotine gum causing oral cancer? I'd like to get 2 on board with that. I'm 62. So hold on before you answer.
Nicotine has nothing to do with cancer.
There you go. So we are actually
rugby gum is the one that I would recommend, largely because from a gum standpoint, it has very, very little. It's the delivery system that fucks people up.
Yeah. We are Raheem did some great job. We're looking for some nicotine experts. We're going to get on the show here in the coming weeks, actually, to have these conversations. So concerned, I will. If you haven't subscribed to the channel or like the channel, I invite you to do so. Become part of our community. We're going to have some nicotine conversations coming up here.
And hey, real quick, start off with a 2 milligram piece of gum and chew it for 60 seconds, and then pull it out of your mouth or put it on the side, because nicotine, if you're not used to it, it can make you feel fucking nauseous. Like in Mexico, a couple of my guys were down there with me, and one of them was like, yeah, let me try that. And he fucked 1 piece of gum and he was ready to throw up. So, but he does no nicotine though. So,
Marty, I was talking with, remember Marty, we were talking about Zyn packs a couple weeks ago. When Carter was here a couple weeks ago, we were talking about it, and I said, hey, so you tried it? He goes, yeah, I tried it once and I puked. Because you're not supposed to swallow I go, no, you're not supposed to swallow this, like this shit. He goes, but I'm not a spitter. So he goes, I couldn't spit. He goes, I tried it out and I was fucking vomiting all that crap. He goes, I never did it again. So that was Carter's experience with the Zyn packs, Marty.
Yeah, I've tried stuff, being stupid with my friends, and that stuff ain't for me, man. Yeah, and I get the coughing and throwing up, and I'm good. Keep me in my natural state. I'm good.
But I like that you tried it, right? And I like that Carter said, yeah, I tried it, right? Because I would hope my kid would say, yeah, I tried it. And I'm not trying to push my kids to try shit, but it's part of growing up, isn't it? Trying shit, right? And seeing what happens.
But also, Mark, with nicotine, you got to understand that what they're learning now is this is like a fucking antiviral deal. When you're using nicotine regularly, viruses have a hard time fucking dealing with that shit.
I would have never known.
Maybe cannabis too, because I rarely get ill. So maybe cannabis has something to do with that too.
I mean, there's a lot of fucking like underlying little piece of info floating around out there. We'll never know until it starts to actually happen. But that nicotine is going to be more and more difficult to get.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it puts it. I mean, if we could all be walking around with a fucking patch or chewing gum, avoiding the shitty delivery system and not needing fucking vaccines, what does that do to the medical field?
Here's a good segue. So, looking at our friends across the pond there, boys, this would apply to North America as well. And you guys, we're all in this industry, so let's just throw it on the table. British men over 35, Marty, so not you yet, you're almost there. British men over 35 are spending over $2 billion a year on wellness products pushed by social media, and most doctors say it's useless and bullshit. And we know it's mostly true. It's all bullshit.
I'm not surprised by that.
No, not at all. But it just shows you the size of the industry. And John, why when you and I we've been kind of talking the show all the time, which is why folks move to fads, because you need to monetize something. It's not, because it's hard to monetize the truth, which is what's successful. Go to sleep on time, drink your water, wake up, eat whole foods. Boring. So
selling fucking hard work is probably the hardest sale in the place.
Yes, it's true. When I started this with Melissa, she's like, what are we going to talk about? What was your success? Well, I was successful because I was accountable. Well, how do you do that? Well, I don't know. I just showed up. I showed up before everybody else. So, and it's hard for human beings. So it's like, okay, I got to create some kind of scam or a fad or some snake oil so I can convince Marty to buy it, because telling Marty to show up every single day doesn't work for him.
Yeah, I was reading Alex Hormozy's book, and he pretty much said there's going to be a lot of rich people out here who might basically they'll sell some bullshit, right? Yes. They'll sell something that doesn't work, and a lot of times you'll look at them like it's like they're wrong. But hey, if you're gonna buy it, that's your fault for being an idiot, pretty much.
Well, yes.
Does that make sense, or not doing your research? So that's just part of the game. You can easily get swindled out here. So.
A fool and his money are easily separated.
Wow.
Oh man!
Every now and then, Marty, they jump from the sky. Though they drop from the sky from the philosopher. The philosopher.
That was terrible.
we got the bullshit professor himself dropping in saying, bullshit. Hey, Johnny, you're gonna love this one. So you, Marty, because you guys might be seeing some stuff from me on this one. OpenAI, ChatGPT, launched group chats this morning. So what does it mean? So now, actually, the three of us, just using the three of us as a role play, I could start a chat about our show, share it with you, John, share it with you, Marty, and the four of us, you, me, the three of us plus ChatGPT can have a conversation. So John, looking at you with your team could end up in one chat. It breaks down the entire language barrier. So if you got folks in the Philippines, Romania, wherever, ChatGPT is actually now part of the conversation. Different than yesterday, and yesterday being you could share chats, you could only read them, but now they actually can become productive. This is actually a productivity game changer. Because you can now sit down with Ben and your team saying, okay, we got chat as part of the conversation. Let's all now come up with this solution. Do you follow me?
Yeah.
It's positive. It's a game changer for us as guys who are building. So, for example, if I wanted to give you guys some content, I could put it into ChatGPT and it would work with us to create it.
It's pretty cool, man.
It is. It absolutely is. Yeah.
We got that in there chatting up.
Summer strength coming in. Summer sweet. Oh yeah. What's the fitness? The fitness industry resurrects old supplements that don't work about once every 5 years. Yes. That.
Hey, what's the professor saying? Bullshit too. What was that statement connected?
Oh, I think we're just talking the idea of bullshit itself. That when we
look at his profile picture. He doesn't have a hat on.
I know. Yeah, I know.
He actually doesn't. Because remember when he came on the show and he said he was 52. I was like, dude, you look fucking amazing.
I know.
I remember I had to have him peel his hat off.
Yes,
it helped me put the whole thing together.
Patrick, if you're listening,
I was thinking about doing. I was going to do it last night to see what you guys thought, but I ended up slipping my fucking mind. I was thinking about shaving my beard because the gray is the dead giveaway of my age.
Yeah, but it does make you look pretty handsome though.
No, I'm not. We're not talking about handsome. We're talking about getting rid of gray. What does it do?
Well, I guess the best we could do is shave it off, and we'll see.
I'm gonna fucking try this. I'm gonna see what it looks like. Fuck yeah!
I walked into
my skin and my forehead is all fucking softened up so much. Since I started with my anti-aging regime with Peps, that now it's like fuck the beard is the giveaway. Like before, I had these fucking lines that never went away.
Yeah. Melissa says, Johnny, one of our teammates, Melissa says, who do you want to look younger for?
Oh, it's not. It's more of just a test. But it's, I think it's the idea.
Yes.
Let's be fucking honest. I mean, Jesus Christ, we live our lives to be young, to live young.
I know.
So Melissa, is it really somebody, or is it just part of the fucking whole goal?
I went into the bathroom last summer, whatever it was. Like Marty, I don't remember maybe before you were here, after you were here. I went and shaved my whole face because I started shaving and I made a mistake, so it cut one of my fucking mustaches off.
Then you're committed, dude.
So I guess I'm shaving it all off. I came out to the rest of the house here, and my family looked at me like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" They'll start laughing at me. So Johnny, my answer was I went back in and let myself grow for a few days.
Well, another reason why I'm liking this too, the idea is because it was like almost all fucking gray. And I like the idea of the full white. I think that's a cool look.
Yeah, right? I agree.
But the fucking GHK is it's actually taking a lot of the gray back. It's coloring itself again.
Yeah, yeah. Marty, what do you think, brother?
Hey, I think you should, Johnny. You know,
I'm gonna try. I mean,
it'll probably grow back quickly if you don't like it.
Oh,
so,
dude, are you fucking kidding me? I fucking grow hair so fast it'll fucking blow your mind.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
I just thought it'd be interesting, just the idea behind. We have these, like these perceptions on.
Yes.
It's like I guess you'd say like looking at a front door.
It's true. I mean? It's true.
Well,
it's true.
I think I look much younger since I shaved mine.
Dude, you absolutely do, man. You 100%. You look like. Wait a minute. I know that.
Oh no!
God. Oh my God! Get that picture.
Nope. Hell no.
Is that real or is that AI?
Husky Keith?
He's got some cheeks on.
She was taken at the airport.
He's chipmunked up. There's no question about that.
Oh yeah, I'm a little chunky in the face there, Johnny. Thank you. Yeah, that picture was taken on the way.
Did you meet AJ yet?
Nuts. He's stored almonds
before AJ. This got to be before AJ. That's definitely before AJ. AJ saved your life.
That's it. That was an image that I took on the way somewhere. It was about my Roadster. I was at the airport actually. I wanted to take a picture of me, so I have my leather jacket on, and yeah, would have been
like Shane McMahon.
2000 before he jumped off the cage. 2000
before he jumped off.
I love Shane McMahon, man. I fucking love that guy. He's yeah.
Well, do you know why he did all that crazy shit? Is because he was the fucking son of the owner. He had to earn that shit. The boys were not just going to take him.
I know,
because he was a part of the fucking family tree. He had to earn that, and he did some of the shit that he endured.
Yeah,
he did a lot of shit.
Oh fuck, man.
Well, Johnny, to your point though, I remember because there was many, but I think one of the biggest turning points is when he did the cage match and he jumped off and he landed on the table when he actually injured himself. But that was, I think, a turning point for your point, the respect factor in the locker room, because it was like, holy fuck, he's doing that.
Yeah.
And he did it. And I think he broke his shoulder, whatever it was, but that's crazy, Marty, where that's how you have to get respect, which is, there's
a lot of ways to do it.
Yes.
That was the path he picked.
Yeah. Hey, Johnny, question from us from Seasoned. How often do you dose GHK, Johnny?
Every day.
Okay, there you go. Friend, for those that are listening, GHK is?
GHK-CU to be totally. It's basically it's like a collagen thing.
Okay.
I would recommend for people that are just starting, do it for a week or two, then stop for a week, kind of cycle a little bit to see, because some people it's going to work better if they cycle it. I kind of play with it. I can actually take it for longer periods of time with no issues, but because there is copper in it, the very outside chance that copper can build up and the body needs a chance to get rid of some.
Oh, interesting. Petrocelli says, if John Anderson grows the Papa Smurf beard, he'll look more philosophical. Yeah. Maybe this
I'm telling you, the full white one, I was I was getting close. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Well, dude, and you're big, so your fucking look, you'd have a pretty awesome look with you. Like you'd have that fucking,
one of my
Norwegian
training partners. Yeah. One of my training partners, he's an ex major leaguer.
Yeah.
And he black dude.
Yeah.
And he black, like dark as night. Like a dark room, close his eyes, you don't know he's in there, right? And he's got the full fucking white, and it looks fucking cool, dude.
I love it. Hey, before I walk you guys out of here, just a quick little chatter about your dog might be the best therapist you never hired. John, quick second. How does your dogs actually help you with your stress and your life? And I'm serious question. Like, just talk for a second about.
It's interesting. It's perfect timing because so when we went to Mexico for last week, we went to Mexico the last week. Well, that's also because you and I got some fucking weird ESP shit going.
Yeah. Yes.
So our youngest daughter's here with us, so she stayed behind.
Yeah.
And we left the dogs with her because, of course, they would fucking die for her.
Yeah.
Not that it's needed, but we just felt better. So we went to Mexico for the first time ever without them. Yeah, and it was really fucking weird. Like
I was gonna say, how did you?
I get up early. They normally follow me out. And even just the weird. Like I drop a little piece of fucking food on the floor. Like, God damn it, I got to pick that up.
Yeah.
Normally they clean the floor for me.
Yeah.
But it was really, I got home and I was like, it gave me a kind of a new
appreciation.
Yeah, it was like, you know what, because they engaged with me so much. And for me to engage a little bit more made a fucking big difference, you know, and they honestly weren't ready for it.
Marty, I know you had a dog growing up. Do you miss having a dog, Marty?
I got 2 of them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I thought you had him in past. I didn't realize you still had him.
Yeah, no, I got 2 of them. I just fed them before the show.
When you're living by yourself, are they with you?
Yeah. Yeah,
no
I got
shit.
2
What
of them.
Are they?
Pressa Canario and Cane Corso.
Oh, no shit. I thought I apologize,
like?
man. I thought they passed. I didn't realize.
What those look like?
Yeah,
Pull a picture up.
Yeah, I posted them a couple weeks ago. They were tearing up a box in the house.
Oh.
Hey, Melissa, pull up a picture of what these dogs look like.
Marty's
Maybe
gonna
not his, but
yeah.
Are they your dogs? Are they your dogs or mom's dogs?
They're basically mine, but they're my mom's dogs. But I take care of them.
Dude, so I owe you an apology. I did not know that. I would have leaned more into that with you. I for some reason I thought your dogs passed as a young boy and that you did not have them today. I did not realize that, man. I fucking feel like a schmuck right now because I know that
he probably did have dogs that passed as a young boy.
I did.
Old. Okay, he's fucking 30. He's not 19.
Fuck off. I know, but
Hey, Marty, listen to this. Yesterday, we're talking to this fucking guest who's this fucking baller from Germany, right?
Yeah.
You know, like crushing the world. And he says, so how do you guys get around over there? You guys got cars or you ride bikes?
No, he didn't. I
swear to God, I'm like, Keith. This fucking guy doesn't live in a village. Of course they have fucking cars.
So
he lives in Germany, for God's sake.
Johnny, we had coffee after. I asked him how his morning was. He goes, "Oh, I just came back from the carriage. Horse." He goes, "We were getting the horses taken care of."
Jesus Christ! You ride bikes? What do you do? Like,
but no, Marty. So I just, for some reason, I thought, because I know we talk to John about his dogs all the time. For some reason, I thought that you had some, they passed, and you didn't have any more. So I
look up. Look! I just uploaded a video. Check it out.
I'm dying to see. I want to see what these. I don't know what those dogs look like. Oh, fuck, those are big boys. Those are big fuckers. How much do those things weigh, Mark?
About 120 and 130.
Yeah, so those are big fucking dogs.
Marty has dogs.
Those are big fucking dogs, man.
Yeah, they're big dogs, man. They're great dogs, but they're a little wild, man. So
so
walking them is crazy.
I brought this up before I let you guys go because it's one of those. It's incredible. There's a reason it's a man's best friend, right? Dogs help lower stress for all human beings, right? And I just, I love.
We don't know creatures that are that loyal.
Yes.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's like a fucking dog. All he wants to do is be with you and please you.
Your dog might be the best therapist that you've never ever hired. And
when we got home, right?
Yeah.
The big boy.
Yes.
It was crazy, dude. He fucking followed me everywhere.
I bet.
I went into the bedroom. He just kind of stuck by my side. Like
I bet.
And the next day,
yeah,
I go for my nap and he fucking got in his bed, in the bedroom. I mean, he was like by my side, which was kind of interesting because he's totally a mama's boy.
Yeah. I love that they fill the color in our moments. Like when I'm done the show, Lola is either outside of the door or at the top of the stairs, right? And it's just those moments that I call it color. I love it. So guys, just don't walk the dog. Let the dog walk you back to yourself. Marty, what to go on this weekend, brother?
We got some content coming up. We got the podcast.
Yes.
And kicking ass, man.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Love it.
When you came real quick, Mark, I don't know if you recognize this, but you came on and you said, "I'm amazing." You know what the next thing happened was? You fucking had this big old smile.
Yes.
That's the kind of shit you see. You're going to track that stuff.
Yeah.
When you say, "Oh, same old shit," you're going to track that too.
I love Marty's smile. I love Marty's smile. Marty, Marty does a smile.
Thanks, Keith.
It's true story though, man. Your fucking smile lights up a room, big time. But there's no question, no ambiguity there, man. Have you ever noticed dog people are different than cat people? True motherfucking story. Yes, I'm not a cat person.
Me neither.
I never understood this fucking this like pick a side. Are you a dog or a cat person?
It's true though.
Got to pick a side,
It's
John.
like fucking politics.
So but they're just different. Like I don't mind them, but I love my dogs. Love my dogs.
I'm with you, but I mean, but it's like the people that fucking make a stink over. Oh yeah, you know, a dog is an insecure animal because he can't be left alone. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Jesus Christ! Go your cat and shut the fuck up.
Here, get this one from Neiman. If you want to know who loves you more, Marty, your wife or your dog, lock each one in the car trunk for a day and see who's happiest to see you when you open it.
Oh man.
That's some South African humor there from our very own Melissa Neiman. Johnny, what do you got going on this weekend, brother? Are the in-laws gone?
No, they're still here.
Oh, okay. What are you doing today?
So I got a training day.
Yeah.
We've got what is it's Friday? Today's Friday, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yeah.
So because we're leaving on Sunday.
Okay.
So basically today, just doing my thing, having fun, kicking ass, spending time with the. Not sure when they're departing. But yeah, I mean, life is fucking good, man. I'm just all working on my shit. You know, had some fun meetings yesterday.
Yes.
A lot of development is going on, which has been really cool.
Oh, don't even get me started, man. I've got massive squirrel syndrome because I've been a developer. I've been sharing with you guys what I'm working on, and it's fucking cool, Marty. Woo, baby, it's cool what we're building. Game changer.
I love it. I love what you showed me,
the whole thing of I guess you'd say like how would I describe this? Because I've decided to take a different position on it.
Yeah.
I'm not really talking about this anymore because I feel like the more I talk about it, the more it fucking happens. It's like it's fucking manifesting. But you know, we've talked about me taking hits with different socials and shit.
Yeah.
This stuff just keeps fucking piling in. But I swear to Christ, every fucking time it hits, I make bigger the lemon, the fucking sweeter the lemonade, baby. It's unbelievable. It just shows me you kick me in the fucking nuts, put me under some pressure. That's when I'm my best.
Yes.
Kick me harder, please.
100%.
Kick me harder because
what is
Christ,
this?
every fucking time it just gets fucking better.
Marty?
I was gonna say, is this like them kicking you off because of what you're selling, or is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, I would just kind of I guess you would say that it's I mean, I'm gonna kick but it's basically just like a fucking boa constrictor. You know what I mean?
I got you.
Because normally I think what happens is they make something difficult enough for someone and they go away.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, question before you guys go. There's a girl from Brawl MMA. He's been here before, dropping questions for us. There's a girl and similar questions. There's a girl in my office. It's like dating advice from Keith, Marty, and John. There's a girl in my office. She's very good. She's pretty good Insta followers. Everyone praising her. We were good friends. Recently, she told me that she got a boyfriend 3 months back and never got a chance to tell me.
Well, this is the same one that he came on.
I know.
It's the same one. We told him to go talk to her.
I've started to ignore her and focusing on myself, and now she keeps on asking what happened. Why are you acting weird and all I'm doing right? Bro, that's the same question. We gave you the advice last time.
It sounds like it's working.
Yeah. Maybe it's just an AI bot coming back to the show and dropping the same questions.
Well, I think what he was doing, now that I see it, looks like he's just kind of bringing us up to speed and then telling us, hey, I've been focusing on myself.
Yes, that's
and now I'm getting attention. So good for you, brother.
That's what it is.
Love to see it.
That's right. That's right. All right, boys. Well, I appreciate you guys both. Love you lots. We kicked ass all week. We're going to kick ass again next week. I'm excited to keep sharing with you the stuff that I'm building. So stay tuned for the Handsome Chief to keep dropping stuff in your feeds.
All right, man. See y'all next week.
All right, boys.
Go, baby.
Have a good one.
Have a great loop.
Have a good one.
Yep.
All right, Jimmy, Melissa, let's walk the boys out of the lab. We're going to keep the show rocking and rolling here this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. What is shaking, nation? Welcome. 8 o'clock morning show live right here on YouTube, over there on X, and over there on LinkedIn. You want to connect with me? Go find me on LinkedIn. I am Keith Bellis, the Handsome Chief. True story. I think we got the Dr. John Petrocelli joining us in a few minutes, which will have a lot of fun. We are going to do a hard stop, guys, at the top of the hour here today, Melissa and Jimmy, because we got some work here to do. So I'm going to make sure we do not go over here today. So knowing that, maybe what we do, Jim, I know Maya Reyes is eager to get into the conversation today. I know she is. I know we have a couple topics we didn't get to today, but I'm okay with that as well. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to get into Maya's conversation. Maya's got some stuff on the table for us in the community. So let's get into Maya in the community. And then when Maya's wrapped up, we'll bring Petro in here. We'll keep the show going. So Maya Reyes, the community corner. What's shaking out there on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Substack?
Today, we're talking sleep debt, fake aging experts, and the tiny health shortcuts quietly wrecking your progress. If you're bragging about 4 hours of sleep, your metabolism isn't impressed. It's quietly waving a big red warning flag. And those 29-year-old longevity gurus selling forever youth, we're asking if expertise is earned or just beautifully marketed. Then we're calling out easy dopamine in your health, the quick hits you'd never tolerate inside your business decisions, ever. Okay, handsome chief, the floor is yours. Show us your best rant.
All right. We're starting on YouTube this morning. Nation, I see the doctor of bullshit. Dr. John Petrocelli is hanging out in the green room. We've got him coming up in a few minutes. But before we do that, we're going to spend some time on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Substack. YouTube says this. Dr. Rhonda Patrick says that most people need 7 to 9 hours of sleep nightly. Short sleepers are rare genetic exceptions. You know, sometimes I get tired of all this random advice. How does she know that 7 to 9? Because I've heard different numbers. And I'm being serious right now. Some people say it's 6. Maybe we all got to just stop telling everybody what the numbers are. Maybe we still got to figure shit out for ourselves. Maybe I work best with 6 to 7 hours instead of 7 to 9. Because when I see this, here's what happens. Somebody's like, oh my God, I read Dr. Rhonda. I got to sleep 7 hours tonight. I got to sleep 8 hours tonight. I got to sleep 9. No, maybe you need to find what sleeps. Maybe you are a short sleeper. Maybe it works best for you. Sometimes I find these random suggestions. Because one science study, we got a scientist coming up here. One science study would say, 7 to 9 hours. The other science study would say 6 to 7 hours. It's just like that whole conversation, Melissa, which is they said this. Well, who the fuck is they? Well, they said you should sleep 9 hours. Yeah, but I don't know who they is. Well, apparently in this conversation, it's actually Dr. Rhonda Patrick, because Rhonda Patrick says we need maybe 7 to 9 hours. I got nothing but respect for you, doctor. Love for you as well. I when we put out these numbers, I'm going to ask Petro about them. I think humans link to them. And humans go, okay, well, I read this. That's what I must have to do. And then if this human is so happy getting 5 hours of sleep all the time and they're functioning, maybe they feel like they're not achieving what they're supposed to be achieving because some doctor said they got to sleep 7 to 9. So I have troubles with these things from time to time. I really do, because we have somebody saying this and somebody's like, yeah, but it's just like the sleep score. Yeah, Keith, you had a good sleep last night. Yes, I know. No shit, Sherlock. I don't need some algorithm to tell me that. I know that chronic sleep deprivation is not good. Maybe there's a way we can teach humans to find things that work best for them instead of what we're supposed to tell them. I don't know. Just my 4 cents. I'm eager to hear Petro's comments when we get into it in a few moments. Substack, aging expertise is marketed, not earned. Oh, this is an interesting one. Yeah, because I am looking forward to taking advice from a 30-something-year-old person about living longer. I'm just saying, I love my Martys of the world. Paul Van Zelbauer calls out the booming longevity industry. Oh yeah, fuck. I think this is the biggest scam on the planet. I think unless you're 80 years old, you can't say shit. You can't say fucking shit about longevity. You can't. What the fuck are you? You're 50 and you live longer? Good for you. No, you can't actually. You can't. So I'm not even going to get into this one actually, because this one is, I just believe this to be true. And I'm all over Paul Van Zilbauer, because real insight into aging comes from lived experiences, not credentials. Zielbauer says aging expertise is like apprenticeship. That's a fucking true story. Nobody's a master of aging unless you're Chuck Norris or that my Uncle Ed who's 96 last week, or that dude we had. Remember Petro? We had the video of him like a couple months ago. He was like, I guess 97 or 98, and he was giving his expertise. I'll listen to those people, but not the 30 or 40-year-olds who are like, do this, do this, do this. I'm going for my cold shower because it's going to make me live longer. Dude, you're 30. I love you, but you're fucking 30. Yeah. Yep. Exactly it. All right. We're going to keep it going here on LinkedIn. You're chasing easy dopamine in your health, and it's killing your progress. Oh my God, really? Really? Those dopamine hits? Yeah. Matt Blank. Is that like Matt LeBlanc? Matt Blank, executive coach, says business leaders excel at delayed gratification in their careers, but they fall into instant gratification traps with wealth. With health, I should say. Dopamine is about pursuit, not reward. The satisfaction comes from the process and the investment. Well, we have those common traps, right? Third coffee with sugar, junk food delivery, weekend binges. What we find is, and here's, I don't disagree with this one either. In my experience, too many of us run through the 5 days to get to the 2 to go fucking stimulate the dopamine. Oh, I got to get to Friday so I can crush that pizza. Oh, I got to get to Saturday so I can go have some beers. Oh, I got to go do this. Hey, I got an idea. Just 7 days a loop. Same thing. I know it's boring, but you might live long. Yeah. Health requires the same effort before mindset as business. If you're going to shortcut your health, you're going to shortcut your business. True story. So protect that baseline energy. Stop boring from energy drinks. Put the energy drinks aside, crush some water, eliminate one easy dopamine shortcut this week. And Maya Reyes, what health cut are you taking? Yeah, that you'd never tolerate in your business. Let's wrap it up, Maya.
If today's conversation stung a little, that's your future self raising his hand, asking you to pay attention now. You don't need a perfect protocol. You need one honest upgrade in how you sleep, move, or eat this week. That's it for the Community Corner, fellas. If you want your story featured, tag us in your next post.
I'm eager to have a chat with Petro. I'm eager to have a chat with the doc because I want to have a talk about Doc, the scientist, about these suggestions that humans tell us to do something when it might not be the right thing. Jimmy, let's bring up the doc. I can see him reading right now.
All right, folks, you might want to hide your excuses. Yeah. Because the bullshit professor is back in session.
The professor bullshit, reading some Mad magazines.
Oh,
I love it. What's going on, Petro?
What's going on?
Are you reading the front of the magazine, the back of the magazine, or the middle? Because we know how much you only read half the shit.
Oh, I love this. If different comedians told the same joke about a fly being in the soup.
Oh, yeah.
Sam Kinison, George Carlin.
Yes.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, dude, you are fucking ripping a Band-Aid off the past, man.
You can't find stuff like this anymore.
I know. Just like our show. How are you, pal? How are you, brother? Good to see you. What's shaking today?
Excellent.
So let's talk about the sleep thing. And I'm going to make a suspicion. I'm going to make an assumption here that I suspect that you don't think I'm wrong with some of this, but you're going to correct me on some of it. What I mean is that we have so many experts telling us what to do. Yet, I feel like we need to find out what's worked best for us so that we don't create the fear of, well, I'm not doing what the doctor said I should be doing. And there's a conflict there. Do you know what I'm getting at, John? Like what? So let's talk about the conflict. And it's that we kick the show off where there's men spending $3 billion a year on fake bullshit in the fitness industry. This is kind of the same thing. Get 9 hours of sleep. Get this, get that. No, I'll find what works best for me. How do you reconcile that as a doctor, John?
Yeah. Well, there are certainly dozens and dozens of studies that conflict, right? So one study might say, 8, some says 9, whatever. So I think you're much better off finding out what works for you, right?
But it's not just sleep, John. It's like everything in life. Somebody says,
right, there's a correlation, there's a positive correlation between everything. But here's the deal. So if you look at a correlation of 0.5 with anything, sleep or eating apples or eating carrots or anything, and you look at cognitive functioning, for instance, and you look at at the conclusions of the study and says, all right, positive correlation of 0.5 actually looks like is you will see quite a bit of variation in all of the variables. So you take two columns, sleep and maybe cognitive functioning.
Yeah.
And all of the numbers are all over the place. Okay. So there's variation in sleep, there's variation in cognitive ability. And to see what the actual correlation actually looks like, you have to plot. And what you'll see is if you plot like sleep with cognitive functioning, the numbers are like all over the place. You just see like a jumbled pattern of dots, right? And so you run the statistics to see that correlation, but what a 0.5 correlation actually looks like, so that both of them are sort of increasing relatively at the same rate. It doesn't look like it's a straight line, right? So there's variations in all things. And so what might work for you may not work for another. And I think the best way to reconcile that for yourself is to experiment for yourself. I think most people know what they feel like if they get 4 hours of sleep, or if they get 3 hours of sleep, or 8 or 9 hours of sleep. You know how you feel, and you know how you're functioning. So,
but John, I'm leaning more into just the ideology.
When I was 16 to 18.
Yeah, I think we're on a delay here, pal. I think you might be on YouTube.
I got some feedback here though, Keith, too.
I think if you got YouTube on the background there, it's causing some conflict here. I need you to pay attention to the StreamYard instead of.
I got it fixed now, so I can hear you now.
Awesome, cool. Yeah. To me, the sleep was the metaphor for. There's always an expert telling us what to do. Always. Either it's sleep or it's food or it's fitness. There's always an expert telling us what to do. And I think because social media is everywhere you look, somebody's telling you what to do, we've almost lost track of knowing what to do ourselves. That's why I've been really enjoying talking with John about feeling like find what works best for you. And as a scientist, we can't quantify feelings, but man, it's maybe the great equalizer which makes us understand what works best for us. You see what I'm trying to get at? Not just sleep, but just in everything in general. We're always being told what to do.
Yeah, and when you hear a blanket statement, I think that's one of the sort of telltale signs of BS. Is that it's like as if this is going to work for everyone, this 5-step plan, and by the way, it's a secret. All right, so if it's a secret and then it becomes a blanket statement that everyone should be doing, then you should be skeptical. And I think even in the data, even if you showed me one of the strongest correlations possible, like a one correlation, positive one is the strongest correlation possible. But anything, and you never get that in research. I mean, you're lucky if you get a 0.5 correlation.
Oh, seriously? Right? So I didn't know that. So a +1 is basically a positive correlation.
Yep, they're basically the same level. So if you plot two variables, let's say sleep and cognitive functioning. Yes. If you have a straight line.
Yes.
You have a +1 correlation. If it's going upward, right? If it's going downward, then it's the strongest negative correlation. Okay. So that means that the two variables are moving in the opposite direction.
Yes.
But now a statistically significant correlation of let's say 0.15. It's a weak correlation, but you'll see it report up. We get a statistically significant correlation, and this is the conclusion. And it's like when you actually look at what a 0.15 correlation actually looks like, you see data points all over the place. It's hard to even conceive of, well, is that a positive correlation or a negative correlation? And you have to run the statistics. So what is detected in real life and then what is detected in Excel or a statistical software package are two totally different things. And so if you are recognizing a 0.15 correlation, then I want to hire you as a scientist, if you're recognizing that in real life, because they're very difficult to detect. We actually call that, even in statistics, we call it a weak effect. It's like less than 0.2. So they're really difficult to even recognize a correlation like that. But if it's statistically significant, we might publish it and then make a big deal about it, and it's all hyped as if, oh well, everyone should be getting this amount of sleep, or they should be eating these types of things. But there's variation in all things. Even if you account for age, my gosh, when I was 18, I could sleep 4 hours a day, and I was great. I had a lot of vigor every morning, and I was ready to go. But now, woo, 4 hours, I'm going to need a couple of days of at least 8 after that. But
here's a fun side question to this. Do you find yourself, as John Petrocelli, and maybe even your daughter and your wife, do you find yourself being more skeptical about everything some days because of what you know? And it's like that old adage where, as police officers perhaps go through their careers, they become more cynical because of what they know. With you questioning as part of your career, does your skepticism sometimes frustrate you?
Well, it does. Yeah. So I have become more and more skeptical, but I think the annoying part is when I miss something that actually is supported by the evidence. It might sometimes the problem is the bullshit gets so good that it starts to mirror evidence-based communication. And then if I miss something and I think, oh well, that's probably garbage, it's not well supported, and then I dig a little bit further, and then it's like, oh wait, no, it actually is pretty well supported. Really? And so you can miss. So that's one of the problems of being too skeptical. So and as I would say, that'd be the one lining of the general benefit is I think to be skeptical, have an attitude of skepticism and a willingness to question. Yes. But there is the possibility that you miss some things that would be good information for you as far as decision making, and you miss it. But
you're the ultimate.
It's much more frequent that it's not evidence-based information. Even a lot of the science. I mean, you have to really dig. So I remember looking at aspartame. I was just like, let me get to the bottom of aspartame. Is it really? Is it really bad for me? Is it likely to cause cancer or whatever? And I found at least 100 studies on the one side and another 100 studies on the right, and I couldn't make heads or tails. And all of the studies appeared to be, well conducted and with tight controls. And that's one I think there's a real battle, and I don't know if it's because there's so much money behind it, but I can't get to the bottom of whether or not aspartame is actually good or bad. It's I would in all likelihood it probably have a negative effect, but it's really hard to say just from the science. So you'll see like this back and forth. It's like, okay.
But what you're saying is fascinating, because that's how so many people make decisions, though. And so I have a mom that made decisions that way. Keith, I read something this week. It said that aspartame is bad. And then 3 months later, a new study comes out and says, well, actually, everything that said last study is actually aspartame is not, I'm using it as an example, is actually okay. And it's like the Reader's Digest version of headlines where humans make decisions through life. Margarine's good for you. Nope, butter's better for you, right? It's just, and I know that's how life works. That's why I've really enjoyed getting to know you, because you've encouraged curiosity. You've encouraged the extra question. Because I guess if it is too good to be true, we all know it is mostly too good to be true.
Yeah, and then one other thing to really remember here too is that if you see, okay, the latest study, the latest study on aspartame, don't be fooled in thinking that, okay, all of these scientists, they're all working together and they're all kind of keeping track of the scoreboard here and whatever.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Usually they're not working together. In most cases, they're working against each other. So yeah. It's not like there's this one big lab that's kind of putting out, all of the things, with referees and checks and balances on it. There are hundreds of journals that'll publish studies on aspartame, for instance.
Just to put this out there, and I will refrain from anything other than what I'm going to say, just words. Regardless of how you feel about certain people, the CDC updated their website yesterday to reflect what the current administration's policies are on autism and Tylenol and all of that. And again, they just put what they talked about onto the CDC. So you talk about the big lab. There's many folks that will say the CDC is like the big lab. So if the big lab says this, well, then the big lab must talk truth. So I'm just articulating what I have been reading and not offering any opinion on that, but it's just fascinating to me how, you know what I'm trying to say, Petro.
Yeah. And on that too, don't forget that even science, there's a distinction sometimes made between like the hard sciences and the soft sciences, which sort of annoys me. But even the hard sciences, okay, even your medicine, your chemistry, your physics, and all, there are real people conducting experiments, all right, and they're real people doing them, and it is a social enterprise at the end of the day. So if I want to appoint someone or fire someone that I don't like, or I do like and they're preaching what narrative I would like to hear. That's unfortunately part of the social enterprise of science, and I think it's important to remember that.
Well said.
There hasn't been. I mean, with as far as like the MMR vaccine, measles, mumps, and rubella.
Yeah,
there hasn't been. I can't think of another thing in medical science that has been this hypothesized connection between the MMR and autism. There's absolutely no connection whatsoever, and there's not been another set of studies, large sample studies that I've seen ever done on such a on a single question as to whether or not there's a connection.
Yes.
There's hundreds of thousands. It's been international. That whole idea has been completely debunked. There's no connection between the MMR vaccine and autism.
I appreciate you saying that, which is why I find it fascinating, because you can just go ahead and update a certain piece of material, and all of a sudden that material becomes gospel. So, but let's keep moving forward, brother. Highlights from the week for you. It was a fun week.
I wanted to congratulate you on the best week, I think, so far.
Thank you. It was a fun week. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my gosh, you started with a bang with PK Kelly.
Yes.
And I thought, my gosh, I could listen to that guy for hours. And, you ever get the impression sometimes that you're talking with someone and you think, man, this guy was probably born old, they got like an old soul.
Oh my God. Is that not PK Kelly? Thought, yes.
PK Kelly is that. I mean, I just loved it. And then, you normally think like, okay, this guy's an Army Ranger, former Army Ranger. What am I going to, what's he going to be talking about? He's going to be sort of one-dimensional, sort of narrow. But I was just blown away by the stories. That guy was.
I appreciate you saying that, John, because when I look for guests, I'm really glad what you said, because I've been coaching my team on how we find guests. And Rahima, if you're listening, ears up on this one, because John said something quite well here. One thing you'll notice about PK Kelly was he was very dimensional. He wasn't just the Army Ranger, right? And we could have had him on to talk about 8 different things about him: Army Ranger, sex trafficking, intelligence, like whatever. So the multidimensional is what makes a character interesting. Just like today's David Hallangen, like he was just an interesting character. I saw his profile, and he's a Norwegian guy, 6'5", open Disneyland. Like there's this multidimensional, John.
Yeah, he was great too. And then I believe it was Tuesday, you had Nino Fincher.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you just bring, I think you just kind of bring things out of people. They disclose all kinds of things. And it's like you realize, my gosh, you really have real people on this show.
Yes. Well, Nino grabbed my heart because she was on our show. I don't know if you remember. I don't know if we were hanging out, but she was on our show, and she revealed to me after that show that she had went through a loss. She had lost her son. And 19, John. And it really struck me. It just struck my heart. I said to her, she's a fan of the show. She listens. I said, come back, come hang out with us whenever you want. So I have all the time in the world for Nino Fincher, man. She's an awesome human being.
Yeah, that was fascinating. I was kind of plugged into that too.
Yeah.
And then Bjorn Hageman coming back. I thought that was a great discussion, because I suspect, Keith, that a lot of people, and some of the people that I've tried to get to come on to the show, one in particular I won't mention, his name, I thought, oh, for sure, this guy's gonna love this. But he was like, oh wait, it's a live show.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really feel. I'm not sure I like that. But all right, so there's clearly a lot of apprehension about going live,
which is awesome.
Yeah, but let me tell you a little story about this, though. I think that I experienced. So when I did, when I did my TEDx talk, okay, on bullshit and lies, I just wanted it to be perfect. I just was like, I'm going to study this thing. Because there's no teleprompter. You have to remember basically 15 minutes of monologue, and
okay.
So I practiced this thing, my talk, every night for about 3 months. I mean, so much so, I told the organizers before the night of the event, I said, if something happens to me, or if I fall ill or something, just know my wife or my daughter, they can give the talk, because they've been my audience for 3 months. Anyway, I knew my lines so well, right? So I'm giving the talk, and I'm thinking, man, I'm just on fire here, man, because I am so on this. It's like near perfect, right? But what happened is the audience kept laughing, and the laughing that you hear on the video is actually it's coming back through my mic, right? But it was like twice as loud, and then I had to keep pausing, because I had to wait for them to stop laughing, right? And so awesome. That really got me off my game. And so there's one part I remember I stuttered just a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Stuttered just a little bit. And all right. So then, 2 weeks later, finally the video comes out, and I'm excited for the video to come out. And they basically edit the video.
Okay.
Right? Like the entire thing. But I figured, why is this taking so long? Because this is not going to take long to edit this.
Yeah.
Because there's like just that one stutter they need to take out, right? Okay. So 2 weeks later, video comes out, and I watch it, and I'm like, what the hell? They left the stutter in there. Right. So I contacted them back, the organizers, and they said, you know what? Yes, we know about the stutter. They said, you know what? We decided it was better keeping it in.
Yeah.
Is that stutter right there is like they said, yeah, it was great. It was pretty much flawless, but they were like, it made it more real. And it was like, there was a stutter, and we just decided to leave it in, and they actually didn't edit anything. They just left it the way it was.
Yeah.
So this idea, I think this apprehension about going live, people think they need to be perfect.
That's why I invited Bjorn back. That's why I loved Bjorn.
I don't think anybody really wants perfect anyway.
No, I don't. I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. And that's why I was so emphatic about having Bjorn back. When he told me his story, like after the first time, he's like, this is my first time doing a live interview. I was like, dude, you got to come back, because people are scared to do what you did. And you walk to the front of the line without even speaking, and then walking into a circus of unpredictability like we do on this show. It's sometimes people don't even want to be on our show because they're scared of Keith, John, or Marty and what we're going to say. Or maybe the content we're going to have. This guy walks into the lab naked going, I can't speak English, but I'm going to try. I had nothing but respect for that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think what happens, those people try to be something that they're not, and they don't feel comfortable with that. And, and I teach in my teaching. I learned long ago that I'm better at being myself than trying to be anybody else. And so, I mean, I'm live. I feel like I'm on stage every Tuesday, Thursday in my classrooms, and with it can be a pretty judgmental audience, I think, sometimes with 20-year-olds, and so I feel like I do it all the time. So I feel comfortable, being myself. I've got enough data. Just being myself.
I love it.
But I think when people go on camera, they feel that, oh, I got to be something perfect. I got to be something. I got to model something that maybe I'm not, and that's where a lot of the apprehension comes from. But you learn. I think you do it long enough, and I'm sure you've learned too. You don't have to be perfect at everything.
No. I can tell now. I've done this enough times. I can tell when there's a performative person, performative male, or showing up on the show. And you over time are going to be able to see it as well, because you've been around us long enough. You're going to start seeing when guests show up, those that are performing or maybe that aren't performing. And to those that know me as a real human outside of the show, know that I'm largely the same. Animated, fun, and loud, whether I'm here or not. The glasses and the hat are to stop the scroll. But yeah, there's something to be said for just, it's so freeing to not have to perform and just be yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like whatever, 10 minutes ago when I was starting to hear sort of an echo, and then I realized I had another tab that was probably 10 seconds behind, and well, would it have been better had we just not done anything?
Hey, you know it's funny you say that. Actually, before I let you go, I had a guy earlier this week questioning what we're doing here and questioning what we're selling, and he was just ding, 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 ding. And I was like, oh yeah, so I noticed that you haven't done anything. He's like, yeah, well, I haven't. I said, so you keep talking about wanting to start a podcast, you keep talking about wanting to do a live show, but I'm already 500 shows ahead of you. So perhaps before you offer me some advice or recommendations, you might want to fall on your face a few times first. I'm happy to hear your recommendation. I'm happy to, but don't coach me on something you don't know. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's annoying. Yeah. I think it's the same thing with in my career with publishing. I learned that, there was a lot of fear sort of publishing that first paper.
Yeah.
But publishing is, because there's so much rejection. There's literally like 80% of what is submitted to an empirical journal is rejected. So you got to be in that top 20%. So it can be pretty intimidating, but I learned early on that actually publishing is an attitude.
Oh yeah.
You have to have a positive attitude about it. And you have to really believe in what it is that you're putting out there, as otherwise you're going to be putting out there nothing.
Yeah. Well, it's back to what we talk about the show all the time, John. I'm gonna let you go here quickly. You got to enjoy the process. So what you're saying is you got to have a good attitude of publishing. You're probably not going to be accepted. Published, probably not going to be accepted. Published, not going to be accepted. But you have to enjoy the process of that. If you don't, then stop, because you're gonna be very annoyed and not very happy.
Absolutely.
Dude, what are you doing this weekend? I'm going to be just on the business side of things and the personal side of things. Be prepared for stuff from the handsome chief being sent over to you. What are you doing this weekend?
They finally set up the ice rink in the shopping center over here in Birkdale.
Fun.
Yeah. It's outdoor skating. It's like a quarter of a rink, but
that's awesome, man. Good for you. That's
I got it set up. So yeah, how about you?
I'm nerding out, man. I'm going to get out of here, and I discovered Gemini 3, and the squirrels got into my head, and I've learned that I can learn that I can build some pretty cool shit. And I'm building some stuff I'll share with you, actually. I'm building some really cool shit for the show, for our business. I'm building so we use Notion as the operating system behind the scenes here. I've actually replaced it all with our own application.
Wow.
Don't ask me how. I sat down 2 days ago and I took my words and I started typing, and 48 hours later, I recognized that I'm vibe coding a brand new operating system for the business here. So I'm going to share it with you. Trust me. You'll get it today or tomorrow.
That sounds cool. Imagine how it's going to be like, 5 years from now too, how good this stuff is going to be.
It's ridiculous. And then coming up today, noon Central Time, I'm going to do a little behind the scenes inside the lab in the Conversation Playbook. I'm going to do why every company, and you'll appreciate this. I don't know. Every company is focusing on products and features and everything else, but what they're actually missing, John, is a live morning conversation.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a company, the greatest way to differentiate yourself is start a live morning show. Doesn't even have to be every single day, because if you do it, you're immediately going to be ahead of your competitors. You're immediately ahead. So think about this so pick a day. Wednesday morning, Joe's business has a morning show. So Joe gets to talk to his stakeholders. Joe gets to talk to his customers. Joe gets to talk in front of his competitors. Joe starts the conversation. Joe doesn't have to react to the conversation. Joe in his industry is actually setting a narrative. And here's the thing that companies don't recognize either. All you have to do is pick a time and create a habit. This shows a habit for people now. When you wake up, you tune into us. And so I got a little session here today at noon talking about how companies could change their game entirely by committing to a morning conversation.
That sounds awesome. Sometimes all they need is a little bit of an edge. I mean,
that's it.
And to be a little more relevant, even.
That's it. It's exactly it. We got a big week of shows next week, guests all week, and Raheem is doing a great job grading guests for us. And we're looking for a nicotine expert because I know there's some curiosity around that. So we got a few people in the can. If you know anybody, let me know. We're gonna look some. I want to bring somebody on the show to talk about nicotine. A lot of curiosity around that. And as we get, I was saying to the team, John, as the AI can do much of the shitty task stuff, we can get the humans doing the cool human stuff. So go find cool human guests and just do some better guest production, guest research. So I'm excited about it, man. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
All right, pal. Lots of love from me to you. Be safe this weekend. Enjoy yourself on the ring tonight, okay?
All right, you too. Thanks.
All right, pal. See you later. Let's get Petro out of here, guys. All right. Hold the horses. We're going to get this here. There we go. Melissa, Jimmy, I said we'd be out of here by the top of the hour. I lied. We're a few minutes over time. Keith and John, you put us in a room together, we're going to talk. Love talking. I say it every Friday. Love talking. You guys are seeing my friendship with John on the show here. I love it. Have all the time in the world for that guy. True story. I think what we're going to do, hey, Jimmy, Melissa, we want to get Petro's picture on our website too, I think, as a special guest host. The guy brings some value. So, all right. Hey, what a fun... yes, Sullivan. Guys, I see your comments. You're sorry that I haven't spent much time in the comments here today. Just too busy just doing everything. Just too busy being the host. Sullivan, yes, you did call the show on the roll, man. You just picked up the phone and you called the show, 431-300-3005. Hey, Lady Drew, I know you're out there. Melissa, stop laughing. Drew, I know you're out there. I know you've been listening. I know you've been interacting. I know you've been engaging, and I appreciate you. When you're ready, you know how to get a hold of us. You know how to get a hold of us, Drew. All right, guys, this is a wrap on another fun week in the lab. Today, we talked about the business of recovery. Well, we did a little bit. Jelly Roll dropped 200 pounds. The billions men are wasting on social wellness bullshit. Why the best performers set goals that pull them forward instead of reacting to goals that they're trying to run away from. Chuck Norris is still 85. Go check out the images of Chuck. Oh, yeah. We had a great guest on the show today. David Hallangen, not the Norwegian. He's the Brit who talks Norwegian. Yeah, he's actually 3 foot tall. Go check it out. Top of the show. Yep, true story. And we obviously wrapped up with the Petro, Dr. John Petrocelli, the doctor of bullshit here every Friday on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Of course, Matty Roof kicked it off this morning at 7:30. He sure did. He absolutely did. 7:30 Eastern time, Matt's 100th show. So if you guys are looking to wake up on the right side of kindness, I invite you to check out Matt Roof's show, Kindness Rising, right here on the Mornings in the Lab Live Network, 7:30 Eastern time, every single day. Guys, the weekend is here. Listen, I got an invitation for you. Today at noon Central time, inside the lab, the conversation playbook, I'm having a little conversation around why companies should have a live morning conversation. To do that, you need to be a member of the Inside the Lab community. You can do it insidethelab.live. It's free. No glasses, no hat, just the handsome chief delivering you the goods today. And guys, if you guys need to connect over the weekend, if you need somebody to talk to, if you need somebody to listen, if you need somebody to send a text to, I got you. 431-300-3005, 431-305. I am here to receive your text, to receive your voicemail, and to receive your calls. So if you're stuck, you're frustrated, you're in a bind, and you need somebody, I'm here for you. True motherfucking story. Until Monday, on behalf of the entire crew on the team here in the Mornings in the Lab, I love you guys. We'll see you guys on Monday. The Chief's out of here.